And welcome back where today we're actually going to be doing is a one shot. And in this one shot, just for funsies here, I've had everyone create higher than usual level spellcasters. In this case, level 14. And we're just going to be able to explore as Fae creatures. The concept of this one shot is I've got a couple of different worlds, little scenarios where you guys just get to run wild as the Fae. Be as the Fae. Have fun as the Fae would have fun. Now here's the catch. As Fae creatures, you can't do anything that would be unjust. You can't take anything that does not belong to you. And you can't directly kill or harm anybody. Other than that, you can have whatever fun you want to have. You guys can play as a team. You guys can play against each other. You can make your own objectives. You get to do whatever it is that you want to do or what you think your Fae creatures would do. So just for fun here, let's go ahead and just have everyone introduce their Fae creature or Fae whatever that you're playing. So, Nick, who are you today?
Today, I'm not the little shy boy, but
Sure. Yeah, it's because I just dropped the new map. It might take a second for you guys to download. Yeah, sorry, Nick. We'll have to come back to you. Kyle, who are you today?
Hi guys, my name's Delphine, and I'm just so glad to make some new friends. It's gonna be wonderful.
Snashing, who are you?
Hey guys, I'm Slug. I'm a little goblin wizard.
Ruby, you up. And Nick, back to you. Sorry about that.
Hey, technical difficulties. Well, say, my name is Pumpernickel Montrose, and I'm happy to be here. Happy to spread some cheer and chaos.
What could go wrong? So anyway, you Fey creatures, I have you guys dropped on a map. All of these maps are made out of Dungeon Alchemist, and I love it already. By the way, cheers, Snashing. And this is your first experience with these new people. This castle of some kind has been built hastily, and coming up on it, it has been built in a bit of a clearing. Now, because this map is relatively small, compact, and high-res, we're going to assume the other towns, quote-unquote, are a little bit further away for map reading's sake. But there's what looks like 3 different groups that have put up some sort of tents or semi-permanent structures all within a small distance of each other. Again, that's not factorial on the map that it's just 10 feet away, but I don't want to completely blow up all your computers trying to make this to scale. So as fake creatures out and about wandering the wilderness, what would you like to do as you see potentially new friends to meet?
Oh gosh, I think I would just need to go up and meet them right away.
And this is one of those times where splitting the party is completely fine, or you guys can all stick together.
Well, that one seems just a little bit too, I don't know, positive for me. So I'm gonna go wherever she's not.
Fiend has taken the north route. Pumpernickel has gone south. What about the other twos of yous? We've got another south and what looks like another north left. Moving to the south, because there are 2 of you, you're immediately greeted by grotesque-looking creatures with tusks coming out of their face, led by seemingly a woman who is spouting orders to the other ones as they are setting up camp. How do you guys approach?
First thing I would do is alter my appearance to have grotesque tusks coming out of my face. Just resemble them as much as possible.
All right. What about you, Slug?
It would take my hood down.
I mean, you are a goblin.
Yeah.
Approaching, 2 of the orcs immediately flank on either side of you, with the female, again, leader coming up inquisitively but slightly aggressively. Kind of puffs out her chest, has an axe by her hip, looks you straight in the eye, then looks way down to you, Slug. What are you doing here? Who are you?
Oh, well, I don't know who this little shadow of mine is, but I just came here to be a fellow orc among you, and thought that, maybe we could eat this one? And points to Slug.
Well, it has been a little while since we've eaten. All right, throw it up on the grill. The rest of us, get back to work.
Yeah, I guess Pumpernickel would try to grab little Slug's arms.
Oh my gosh. I would Misty step away. As soon as the hands almost touch, just...
As you bamf away, all 3 orcs, seeing you disappear and move rapidly, they stop very inquisitively. Okay, that was neat. Can you teach us that? What would it cost?
What do you have?
To learn that trick, I would give you anything we own. What do you want?
Hmm. Do you have any sweets?
Sweet. We do not, but we could get some.
Well,
Is that what it would require? Is just some sweets? How much do you require to teach us to do whatever it is you did?
Bagful? A bagful. Bagful would be good.
Looking around, they have 2 bags, one little, one big.
The little.
oh, perfect. And I would reach out and grab the big bag.
The leader points at the other 2. You 2, go find some sweets. We need to learn this. And the 2 orcs head over to a seemingly small town just to the north left. We'll come back to that. So, what are you doing, Delphine, who has moved north and found a small group of hobgoblins? There only seems to be 2 of them. They're some sort of possibly travelers, traders. Their housing establishment is very quickly established. They're in process of hammering on things, setting up tents and semi-permanent structure as you walk up.
Well, aren't you the most adorable little builders? Oh, bless your hearts. How are you today?
They both come up to you, flanking you on either side. We're not adorable. We're fierce.
Oh, that is the greatest thing I've ever heard. It just makes me so emotional.
They look at each other very confusedly. We're great warriors. We're mercenaries. Have you come to hire us? We're looking for work.
You 2 are mercenaries? Well,
Can't you tell? We have rippling muscles and dangerous weapons.
Do they have rippling muscles or dangerous weapons?
I mean, for hobgoblins, sure, but this is the 15-year-old saying he's as tough as his daddy because he's now taller.
can we go inside and discuss what sort of mercenary work you could do for me?
Are you going to hire us? They look at each other with the excitement of the possibility of getting a contract. Come on inside. Yeah, of course. We'll tell you anything. We'll show you everything. And they very excited to get their first customer.
I'll follow him in.
Okay. They sit down and they start showing maps and start discussing battle tactics and just how tough and strong they are.
Can I make... How good are their battle tactics? Are they...
Sure, make an insight with disadvantage as you're not really a tactician.
Sure. Let me...
Different character and forgot how to use the... I don't know.
Right. Aha, one sec. Insight...
I mean,
think-
you're not good at this, but they're not good at this either.
Well, do you 2 think you need any you would need any help?
Yes, we'll take any help you can get. What can you do for us?
Oh, I don't really know so much as I think I can be of some service to you.
Oh, so.
All you have to do is pledge yourself to me.
Will this help us get contracts?
This will be the best contract you ever sign.
They whisper to each other, and you hear the words, but we haven't ever signed a contract. So, I mean, of course it's going to be the best. Okay, we pledge ourselves to you. What does that mean? And what contract do you have for us?
So Delphine's skin immediately begins sagging. She shrinks about a foot, and her hair turns stark white and thins. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Okay, so you guys now work for the moon and sea spirits, and well, we're in exchange for some amount of arcane power and spells and other goodies. You work for me now. So how do you feel about that?
Arcane power, is that like gold?
I cast let's go with I'm gonna go ahead and cast Programmed Illusion.
Okay.
To make exact copies of each of the goblins.
Okay.
Performing great acts of magical prowess, like casting Eldritch Blast, best cantrip in the game, and countering spells and creating illusions of their own, and just a highlight reel of wonderful things.
Yeah, roll persuasion with advantage.
Okie doke, I can definitely still roll this. With advantage. Hold on. Haha.
ADV in the lower left.
Got it.
Oh, pretty good. They're sold. They're going to be wizards. And with that, their assumption of being wizards, let's flash over to Ruby, who has approached the goblins. Two goblins are working mindlessly. The one that seems to be the leader goes up to you. First off, what is your appearance? Yeah, as you're fluttering around, dropping little trails of pixie dust, you hear the goblin, "Hey, what are you?" The other two, very interested, run over and start trying to grab you. Give me a dexterity saving throw, as now there's three goblins trying to grab you as you're a fluttering little fairy creature. You managed to avoid most of them, but give me a d4 roll. One of them gets pretty close and attempts to snag you and gets covered in fairy dust, and okay, he's got 2 minutes of fairy dust on him, and he starts floating. The other two, fascinated by this, that one has magic! Quick, get the bow! Let's take it down! He runs inside for a second, comes out with one of his buddies, and notches an arrow to shoot the fluttering fairy, fascinated by this thing, and the only thing that could be done is kill it and examine it. He fires at you and misses horribly. "Hey you! What are you doing? Come down here!" "He's floating! We want your magic! Shoot again!" He takes another shot at you and misses. "If you come down, will you give us your magic, or do we have to shoot at you?" He fires one more shot at you, and yeah, this one nicks you for 5 damage as you get nicked by an arrow. Not a very good shot.
Lapis is then going to scream in tiny rage and proceed to cast Dominate Person on the goblin that has continuously tried to hit her with a weapon.
Goblin bow versus Dominate Person. Okay. What's his saving throw have to be? I don't even think he can make it.
It's at 18.
Yeah, no, he fails miserably. I don't care what stat that was. He's gonna fail miserably. Casting dominate on the leader or one of the smaller ones?
The
The one with the bow or the other one?
the one with the bow.
Okay. And what are you gonna have him do?
Issuing the command telepathically to have the one with the bow fire at the one that's been telling the others to fire at them.
Oh boy. Okay. So, yeah, he's going to take a shot at his buddy and miss. His buddy, seeing that he's shooting at him, is going to run over and smack his other buddy who is now shooting at him with a bow. Yeah, the goblins are now spatting with each other. Where is it to hit? There it is. But they can't hit for shit, so they're swinging at each other. Yeah. So the goblins are out just beating the crap out of each other. A few minutes later, in the south right, the orcs come back with some sweets and immediately hand it over to you. Okay. You teach us to teleport now. We want to go all blinky blinky.
Well,
Go ahead.
the important thing to remember with teleportation is that you don't want to do it on an empty stomach, and you certainly don't want sweets. So, I've got some special things for you to try. Pop that in your puss. And holds out a bean to each of them.
Yeah. Confused. Two of them take the beans. Which beans do you give them?
Oh, I roll for that, right?
Yeah, you can roll, or you can just pick it based off the name. It's up to you.
Oh, yeah, let's do that then. Didn't know that was going to be an option. Let me find the list. I'm going to give one number 35. Love means never having to say hello. And give the other number 30. Well, my dear, always have our fortress.
All right. Number 35. As you hand Magic Bean number 35, one of them feels slightly magical for a second. Looks at... so the female takes that. She looks and just says, "Okay, I understand what you're saying. Thank you very much." And you feel this charming thank you as she says that, as she has become very persuasive with her words, as the magical spell seems to trickle out of her mouth, and you feel very, not charmed, but endeared to her. What was the other one?
Number 30.
Okay. Number 30. Oops, wrong list. What was that one? Well, my dear, we'll always have our fortress. Okay, immediately he eats it. His eyes go cross. He runs over into the corner and starts throwing up, and there's a rumbling sound. A huge fortress springs out of the ground. Out of this giant fortress, he comes running back. There's a creature there, a seemingly magical creature, wearing sunglasses. It is, in fact, Ben, the deer, with a dagger still in his mouth, as he is the guardian of their new fortress. Looking at their little tiny hovels, the orcs. Okay. Come over to our new fortress. It seems there is more to you than meets the eye. We would like to form an alliance with... Who are you people?
Oh, well, I don't know who this little feller is, but my name is Pumpernickel Montrose, and all I ask is that you swear your undying fealty to me and maybe your firstborn.
The orcs, of course, is like, yeah, no problem. You can have all my children. I don't really like little bastards. The woman is a little bit less enthused. I will not swear my firstborn to you.
Well, what
What
about your
loyalty
second?
you have.
I'll take the third, the fourth, the fifth.
I suppose I could do the third, but I should warn you, I'm not planning on having children. A clan leader rarely marries. And then proceeds into their fortress. As now the dwarves have a fortress, or excuse me, the orcs have a fortress. This fortress, of course, has suddenly attracted the attention of the dwarves, which are now moving down curious by the reason, both how and why, the orcs now have a fortress very short distance from their little camp. More on that in a minute. As far as the two hobgoblins who apparently are now sworn to you, what would you have them do, Delphine?
Don't care. I'll be in touch when I need something.
Okay, so what do we do until then? You said there would be gold.
Well, now you can go get gold with your powers.
Right. How do we
I'll be
use
in
our
touch when I
powers?
need something. Just that point and click. Just go shoot something.
They go outside, point their powers at each other. Do they actually have magical powers?
Oh yeah, they're warlocks now.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah. First thing they do, of course, they're hobgoblins. They Eldritch Blast each other. Both of them hit, dealing, 1d10?
Yep.
How much HP do these guys have? Oh, they're fine. They shoot each other, injuring each other slightly, followed by woo, and proceed to go shoot shit. A short time later.
They'll be fine. And then I go back into my disguise.
Okay.
As I mean, I am Delphine, but I'm just cuter, you know.
Yeah, this is the Red Queen from Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Love it.
Nice.
And I'm gonna go see what that kerfuffle was with the, like, I'm assuming I heard a fortress sprout up out of the ground, right?
Yep.
Like, oh, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yep.
go over there.
A few minutes later, you hear a dwarf screaming as he's being shot at by hobgoblins who are now firing Eldritch Blast out of their fingers. Meanwhile, the poor little goblins are still slap fighting each other. Are you just going to let them kill each other?
Lapis has decided to throw down a card right next to them and teasingly laughs and says, "Lapis told you not to shoot at Lapis." Yes, Lapis did. And she flutters away just slightly as the card appears. And I sent
Which
that
is?
to you. I sent that to you. If you'll check your
Okay.
messages.
Boop.
Do what you want with that.
Heard which succubus appears. See if I have a thing for that. I do not. Let me just. Maw demon, because I don't have a succubus. Yeah. So there is now a demon on the field as two of the goblins just run scared. What are you doing with the one that's being dominated?
I'm going to have him chase after his
buddy?
his buddies and just like start like trying to wail on them some more.
It's not, after a little while later, he has murdered the other one. As you flutter away to see what is going on, you hear as the other goblin's floaty ability has worn off and he has plummeted to the ground, having been up over 300 feet.
Well, they did just let him float away. Lapis told them not to touch Lapis, and Lapis just slowly flutters over the structure in front of her towards the others to see what on earth the noise was that she heard in the distance. He's gonna
Back to
come
the
right at an
orcs.
angle over here, just fluttering.
The dwarves have now appeared. Their leader with the giant red beard has two attendants with him and what looks like a guard, and is now squaring off with the three orcs. It's a tense moment. The
Ooh,
dwarf
handsome
goes...
man.
What's that?
So many handsome men. Ooh.
Yeah. The dwarf approaches the orc leader. Why have you built a fortress here? We bought this fortress and paid for it with sweets. There's a slow blink. I don't know what this means. This is clearly an act of... Well, our people have been at peace for a while. See that you... Well, this is our territory. Well, maybe it'll be ours soon. This is not an act of war. We are simply just building a better fortress. Maybe you should do the same. In a huff, the dwarves leave and begin planning their next moves. You can hear them talking loudly about how this is an affront and a slight to their people. What is it you guys want to do? The orcs, very excited by their new fortress, begin discussing calling in more of their people.
Lapis is going to fly in front of the red-bearded one.
Okay.
And she's going to say, Lapis is Lapis, and your red is beard. No. Lapis is Lapis, your beard be red. And then she's going to spin around him in circles for a minute before she flies up just out of his reach. Because she's had people already grab her once, and she's not really keen on being grabbed again.
Very confused by what this is. The dwarf looks at you. What are you?
Lapis is Lapis.
I am Redbeard, leader of my people. What is it you want?
Lapis is just here. Lapis wants nothing but conversation.
We're explorers. Come inside. You may enjoy any comfort of our palace.
Lapis appreciates. Lapis will come inside. Would you like to fly like the little one did? Lapis asked.
The little one? I'm not sure of what you're talking about, little one.
Come, Lapis show you. Lapis show you. And Lapis starts buzzing around him and going around the side of the building to show him where...
As they move around to the side, this is where they see their poor little buddy who is being, with pot shots being taken at him from the hobgoblins. Dwarves begin running at the hobgoblins who take a defensive position. Dwarves take a defensive position. It's a tense moment for a second there. Why have you fired on my friend? How have you fired on my friend? What are these weapons? The two hobgoblins go, we're magical, powerful sorcerers now! Bow to us! Dwarves, again confused. We bow to no one. We have built this structure here as a trading post. We were not expecting an attack, but if you want to fight, we can give you more than what you could handle. They say, we're under the protection of our magical, powerful god. There is nothing you can do to us. Okay. Challenge accepted.
I'm going to cast Mirage Arcane.
Okay.
I'm going to try to cast Mirage. Here we go. Okay, cool. And then so what that does is it makes me lets me make any environment for 10 minutes seem like any other environment functionally. So
Okay.
I'm going to make the area around this fortress start glowing and gleaming as though it were some sort of, I don't know, like an enchanted realm. Like where like angels would live, or like a Valhalla or something.
What's the distance on that?
Sight?
Oh, shit. As in, what, you can do it for how big of a space?
I can do it for a mile.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, just everything.
And it lasts for 10 days.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. So they think they're on the moon now. The dwarves. Okay. We believe you. You're powerful sorcerers. Please don't Don't harm us. We mean nobody. We mean you no harm. We're just explorers here. The hobgoblin's very excited by this. Go. We mean you no harm, but we want all of your gold. Well, I can see we would stand no chance against you. All right. We will pay you what little gold we have, but this was supposed to be a trading post. We're still setting up. We don't have much.
Can Lapis
hobgoblins
interfere and fly in front of Redbeard's face?
Yeah.
Lapis is gonna fly in front of Redbeard's face and go, Redbeard, friend, no. Lapis, say no. And then she's gonna wheel around and use Geist on one of the creatures in front of her to command him to fire at his compadre.
Okay. What's the saving throw on that?
You place a magical command on the creature you see with enrage, forcing it to carry out some service or refrain from some action or course of activity as you decide. If it can understand you, it must succeed on wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw, got it.
Yeah, it just says wisdom.
Yep, go ahead and drop the wisdom saving throw. Do you know how to do that?
Yeah, which one, does it matter which one I do it on?
They're both effectively the same. Yeah, he fails. And so with that, you want him to be Eldritch Blasting his buddy?
He's going to Eldritch Blast his buddy as he takes 5d10 psychic damage each time. It acts in a manner directly counter to my instructions.
Okay, so if he acts counter to your instruction, he takes that, because 5d10 would probably kill him.
Yes.
He takes so the one on the left takes a shot at his buddy on the right. His buddy on the right, confused by this, turns and takes a shot at the buddy on the left. Guy on the right misses, guy on the left hits. He'll take 7 damage. Yeah, it's utter chaos over there. Let's see, what are they? Hey, what's going on here? Yeah. Yeah, so as he takes a shot, that's going to hit him. He's going to take 7 damage. Having no idea what's going on. You just want him to keep shooting at each other?
Yeah, so my magical command is keep firing at your friend. Your friend has done you wrong.
Okay, well, first guy takes a shot again. It's going to hit, dealing 8 damage. They're both at about 35 hit points. Taking that hit. Yeah, they're just going back and forth, killing each other.
And Lapis is pushing Redbeard back, trying to get the dwarves to go back. Lapis, say back! Lapis, say back! And she's basically instigated a fight between them two and wants her new dwarven friends to stay back.
The dwarves move back. Has the whole world gone mad? What the hell is going on here? Fast forwarding here just a little bit. The one on the left that you have mind control dies, but just barely. The other guy is heavily injured. He goes over. I didn't want to have to do that, but if I'll kill my old friend, what'll I do to you? The dwarves are now confused and terrified.
Lapis is going to fly around him with dust falling over him and watch as he starts to float upwards.
All right, roll the d4. He is now going to be able to float for 2 minutes, but as he does have arcane powers now, he can control it. He is now flying, not fast, but around the dwarves, confusing them even more, threatening to shoot them with his hand cannon. And what is it the rest of you guys are doing while Lapis is instigating all of this?
Delphine, looks like you lost yourself an acolyte. By my count, I still have quite a few. Speaking of which, and Pumpernickel would move over to one of the closest orc.
Yep.
So, why should we let them have all the fun? Do you trust me? Have I done you well?
The 2 orcs say yes. The female orc goes, I mean, I'm not going to say yes, but I'm not going to say no. You're clearly very valuable, but she's definitely having a crisis of consciousness here, knowing that everything is not right.
You're pretty big, right?
The orcs are like, yeah, we're huge. We're the best.
Ooh, but you want to get even bigger?
Well, we can get bigger.
Oh,
Excited by the
yeah.
prospect. Yes, we want to get bigger.
Well, then step right up. And Pumpernickel's going to twin spell polymorph onto them
Okay.
and turn them both into T-Rexes.
All right. Yeah, as they oh, I just have the swan, but that's fine. That's fine. I have my mutant T-Rex, but it's better than just having a giant T. Yeah, they're now giant mutant Tyrannosauruses. Yeah. Excited by this, they're just like the female orc is like, I am out, and she just runs away, leaving the fortress, attempting to escape as fast as possible. The two T-Rexes that have now replaced the orcs look at each other and just start going ham. The first one goes after you, little goblin man. The second one then attacks the one of the dwarves who has fallen to the background, attacks him directly. Poor little goblin. You've got a T-Rex trying to now ate you.
I would use Nimble Escape if I could.
Okay. What does Nimble Escape do?
It's just to disengage or hide as a bonus action.
Okay. On their attack, it does grab you. It is unable to grapple you as it just barely hit. But, yes, you would be able to use Nimble Escape. The other one attacks the dwarf and misses. The dwarf is now in direct competition with a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Meanwhile, you've got the one surviving hobgoblin flying around the orcs. What are you doing, Lapis?
Give me 1 second.
What are you doing, Delphine?
Oh my stars! And I'm gonna run behind the dwarves.
Okay.
If only there were some big, strong men who could protect me.
And you're gonna do what? Sorry, what was that, Delphine?
Oh, I'm gonna just be over here fawning over my need for protection.
And Lapis is gonna say, "Dwarves, sees Lapis says run. Lapis says run." As a card slings from her deck onto the ground, in front of them, in between them and the other, whatever the guy is right there. So right there.
Okay. Yeah, a beholder appears out of literally nowhere. The dwarves freaking out, having absolutely no concept of what this is. Let's say, yeah, they're all frightened, and the two dwarves drop to their knees and start worshiping it. The other two dwarves, including Redbeard, just hightail it out of there. They're now bowing down to this beholder and like, "What is it you will have us do, my lord? We are your servants." Whereas the hobgoblin guy, seeing this thing appear, he's terrified and is now floating away as fast as possible.
And Lapis is gonna spin around Delphine and say, "Lapis did good. Lapis did good." But she's not gonna sprinkle any fairy dust on Delphine because Delphine arrived with her. She's gonna say, "Don't you see? Lapis is good. Lapis is good."
Everyone hears
You're
a
wonderful little pixie.
Everyone hears a screaming of a dwarf go, "Ah!" as it's being raised up in the air, and then the screaming gets a lot quieter as there's a sound of crunching, but still screaming, but it's being muffled as if the screaming is somehow being blocked by something. In this case, it's jawbones. Jawbones are blocking it as the dwarf has been now devoured by the Tyrannosaurus Rex. The other one charges the poor little goblin and is trying to bite the goblin again.
All right, as it comes towards me, I would like to throw a little fuzzy ball at it.
All right. When throwing fuzzy ball, what is about to happen?
A goat gets
Ago
launched at
trips.
it.
I mean, that is very on brand to,
Yep.
Yep. So with that, a goat appears. It'll make its attack against the goat. I'm not even going to spawn it because it's devouring now the goat.
Can Lapis zip over to her smaller friend that arrived with her and cast invisibility and squeak into Slug's ear? Lapis say run, Lapis say run, Lapis say run.
Yeah, no problem. Slug's invisible.
And Lapis is holding on to Slug's shoulder, keeping both of them basically invisible, telling Slug to run.
Okay.
Yeah, that is... Yeah.
Can I do something?
Yeah, of course.
Seeing these T-Rexes just hanging out here, I would... Oh, shoot, never mind, I can't do that. Can I? Let me see.
What?
Oh yeah, that's not concentration. So I would look at both of them, cast Mass Suggestion, and say, 2 words, 1 hyphen. Dwarf eating competition.
That's stretching it, but I'll allow it. So, yeah. Do they have to be able to understand you?
I don't know.
Or suggestion?
Oh, it says it and understand you. Yeah, you're right.
But at the same time, you have... Wait, do you have it? Main... Skills, abilities... Oh, yeah, you don't have it. But I don't think they can really speak, though. So, as you cast it,
right.
they would not really be able to speak... Oh, no, they're polymorphed, right?
They are.
Okay, yeah, you would be able to, because they would speak common. So they
Cool.
would still be... Yep, they would be able to understand you. Hearing that, they look at each other and charge off at the 2 dwarves that are groveling, each one picking a target. There is now a fight between the dwarves and the T-Rexes, with the beholder watching, cackling, doing its thing. Out of, not nowhere, but out of the fortress, there's a snuffle as Ben the deer, with dagger still in mouth and sunglasses on, comes out, ready to fuck shit up as anyone who gets close to his fortress is getting shanked. Shanked with a shiv, and then shivved with a shank.
Mm-hmm. That would be
I
Ben the deer.
I would like to cast Seeming on the beholder.
Okay. And?
I would like it to be just the largest dwarf. It just looks like a big, as dwarfy as possible, beard down to its like waist, like big old like nice like cup of meat in its hand, like turkey leg. It's the dwarfiest fucking dwarf.
Now, I get that, and I'm all about it, except it's technically an illusion. So here's how we're going to settle this one. It's going to be a contested roll, your spellcasting versus Lapis's spellcasting.
Okay, cool. So intelligence?
Whatever your spellcasting thing is. I think Lapis casts with whatever.
Wisdom.
So Lapis, the roll off. You both have, I think, the same modifier.
So what am I rolling?
Whatever your spellcasting is.
So wisdom.
Okay. So just roll a wisdom.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice.
As you cast that, there's a little sprinkle, and the beholder looks at you with its anti-magic cone, and you're like, wait a minute, that thing's not real. Wait, what? What?
And you hear off in the distance, you can't see where it comes from, but you hear a little voice go, Lapis said no! Lapis said no!
Meanwhile, the hobgoblin is now shooting the dinosaur and is remaining relatively out of biting range as he is flying at about 50 feet.
Slug is going to cast reverse gravity on the T-Rexes.
All right, remind me, how does that spell work?
Dexterity saving throw. DC is 18. And it's gonna
Reverse gravity is in the spell list.
Is it?
Yeah. It is now on your sheet.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Can Lapis
Spell save
also-
is dexterity. If it hits, what happens?
They launch 100 feet into the air.
Can Lapis
For a
surround
minute.
them with pixie dust to make sure that they continue up right as she sees her companion doing the spell? Because Lapis
Sure,
knows
you can do it to
these
one of them.
things. Okay, Lapis will do it to the one right next to Lapis.
All right. Give me a dexterity. Every 5 point dexterity roll. Every 5 points is 1 minute extra minute of flying it gets, of continuous upward movement it gets. So as you race over and start sprinkling pixie dust on it, go ahead and roll dexterity, Lapis.
Me, dexterity?
Yeah. To see how accurately you can sprinkle on them. All right, so they get an extra 2 minutes worth of pixie dust on that one. The other one, so they're launched 100 feet in the air.
Yep.
8, 9, 10, D6 for the one who... They come straight down, right? Is it after it's launched, it comes straight down? I actually don't know what reverse gravity does.
It lasts for a minute.
Oh, okay. So launching it 100 feet in the air, it stays up in the air for a minute. You hear an oof as the hobgoblin falls to the ground, having a bad day as he's been shot many times with Eldritch Blast and is now very injured. He starts walking around hurting. The two dwarves grab the hobgoblin. Seeing the T-Rex is up there, they just grab the hobgoblin and put his hands behind his back, arresting him. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to do as the reverse gravity spell starts to end?
I'm gonna throw myself on the ground.
Okay.
Oh no, save me! I need a big, strong man to save me!
Redbeard fucks off. He's out. The other dwarf, however, comes over and goes...
Oh, no. Can I? No, I can't. I'm concentrating. Never mind. I can't do anything. Go ahead.
At what level do sorcerers get 2 concentration spells that they can hold at once?
I'm a wizard.
Never mind.
Never.
Never, yeah. Alright, never mind. Yeah, the one dwarf goes, okay, miss, what? Come on, we should get out of here. Things are very weird and there's monsters about. Come on. And he starts trying to pull you up to get you out of there, Delphine.
Thank you so
Your mic.
quick. Let's go inside. Help me.
He takes you inside of the fortress, which is not really a fortress. It's a trading post, but they go in the first door they can find. What do you need, ma'am? As you hear from the outside the sound of a Tyrannosaurus screaming as it's falling. The hobgoblin and the 2 dwarves try to get out of there. Okay, one of them does, but then how does fall damage work? It's 500 pounds times something.
Probably death. I mean, if a T-Rex falls on you.
T-Rex,
Yeah.
full size, I would say death.
Let's see. He is 100 feet up, so that's how much damage the T-Rex gets himself, 32 damage. But then he's landing. I mean, we're just going to say they're jam.
Yeah.
They're just mushed as the dwarf and hobgoblin get mushed. The T-Rex is hurt. The other one is still floating, slowly moving upwards. The other dwarf is just running as now the T-Rex is starting to stand up, seeing, well, a dwarf running away towards, of all places, the hobgoblin camp. Delphine, what are you doing with this poor man?
What would you do to help me? What would you do to save me?
I have no idea what's going on. This place is going crazy. If you need help, I'll give you anything I can offer, but I think we should get out of here. This place doesn't feel safe anymore.
Do you pledge to serve me with your honor?
I mean, of course. I'm a man of honor.
So the transformation happens again.
Okay.
Alrighty, well, what you can start doing is this magic here. So if you need to, you can probably counter any magic that's going on that's small enough, and yeah, you can just kind of attack stuff with your mind, I guess, and yeah. So go.
Lady Newport, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, now you have to fight some T-Rexes to defend my honor.
And this will make me a great warrior?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. He's also like a level 4 warlock now, so that's cool.
Can I win?
Maybe.
Okay, I'll do it. He runs out. As he turns the corner, the magic wears off of the poor T-Rex who has been going up and up and up. It now begins to fall. As it falls within 120 feet, he begins spamming Eldritch Blast, hitting it once or twice as it slams into the ground, just exploding in just nastiness, reverting to an orc. Eyes wide, he realizes he has blasted it into literally smithereens. He kneels down at this point, and he says, I pledge my life to learn all I can about magic and Lady Newport. Because I don't know what to call you when you're not in Delphine mode.
Oh, she's still Delphine. She's the spirit of the moon and tides.
My girlfriend turned into the moon.
That's rough, buddy.
That's rough. Man. That's
Thank you.
rough.
Thank you. I will use this power for good. And he leaves the area as the other T-Rex chases down the dwarf. We can fade to black as there's going to be some crunching. I don't think he's going to be able to survive that. But now there's a fortress in the middle of nowhere guarded by Ben the Deer. The two leaders of both the orc and the dwarves have got the hell out of there. And the illusion of the beholder fades after a time. As you all come back together for a brief moment, you hear a voice, both ethereal and real, not completely unexpected, kind of giving a slow clap, going, that was very fun to watch. That was very fun. I really love how you're so good at getting these mortals to do exactly what they want, what you want. The creating the illusions, that's very fun. Turning them to a T-Rex, really liked that one. But I would say the most clever thing done was to get them to think that they themselves were in control of their own destiny. Delphine, I am very impressed with you.
I drop the disguise. Yeah. What do you want?
Teacher's pet!
Well,
Lapis thinks you be suck up, Lapis says.
Yeah, well, up yours.
Lapis thinks you should up yours, Lapis says.
well, the next time someone moves into our territory, just make sure you have equally as much fun. And that little dwarf that you gave the powers to, we'll need to keep an eye on him and his children. Did you ever get his name? I think it was Firebeard for some reason.
It's what?
And thus we have discovered the origin, the original origin of Flint's powers.
Lovely.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
And Ben exists in this world.
Ben is amazing. I wanted to go. talk
Ben
to
exists in all of the worlds. For those of you who have never met Ben, Ben was a throwaway magic item that I think Kale had in one of the last campaigns or whatever, and they created
Did
Ben the
he?
Deer and gave him a rusty dagger.
Didn't he win it on one of the plates we were on? Like, we succeeded in doing something, and that was like the reward. And it created Ben the Deer, and we gave Ben the rusty dagger, and then somehow miraculously we gave him shades. And the next thing we know, he's back in the mortar realm running the bar. I remember that.
He was just the bar mascot. I don't think he's actually talked.
No, but he definitely could beat anybody at dagger throwing. I do remember that.
Sometime later, many years, while being the fey creatures you are, you notice a camp spring up, pushing deep into the jungles of the Fey realm. Of the Fey region, not Fey realm. You're still in the mortal plane. What would you guys like to do after you guys get a hold of the map?
I don't know what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we technically have a long rest, get spells back and everything?
I mean, it's been
100
decades, so...
years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we're clear then, right? Like, I'm good? Okay.
Oh,
I mean...
I'm gonna be much looser with my
I mean, I
my
was
use
just
of
going
shit.
after it. I don't know what you were doing over there, Nikki, but I was just like, let's use it all.
Like I said, on this one shot, I'm going to give you ample opportunities to go Nova.
good to know.
But so far, Delphine has 1 creativity point.
Nice.
Ooh.
Creativity point. It means, well, you get enough creativity points, and you can trade them in for ingenuity tokens, and you get enough ingenuity tokens, then you're in business because you can trade those in for.
Stop.
Like,
This is supposed to be fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're taking it a bit too far.
I love microeconomies.
No.
Let's not.
I mean, we considered playing D&D Risk, but that got shot down, so...
This is
I don't think anyone shot it down.
I mean, technically, yeah, none of us really did shoot it down. It was just kind of there.
I was very excited for it, I'm not gonna lie to you.
This
The
one
opportunity
in
to play with
the
your
silent
friends.
vote that we had.
Yes.
Some of you said, I'm just down to play, and some of you were like, oh yes, I want to fuck with the mortal world. And I was like, you know what, that does sound kind of fun, actually, I'm into it.
I think, yeah, that was the really decent one. Are you gonna bring us and drop our characters?
At the top of the map.
already
Yeah.
dead.
Are we at the top of the map? Oh, there we be. There
Yeah.
we is, Weeby. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't see us up there at the top of the woodsy forest area.
Jungle. Yeah.
Jungle, 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 jungle.
Yeah. What do you guys want to do? As this place has cropped up in a little bit of a clearing, but part of that clearing was also chopped down to build these semi-permanent homes. It is encroaching more on your physical space, still in the mortal realm, closer to the grove that you all live.
I'm gonna cast a minor illusion of a tiger roaring.
Okay?
Very loudly. I think a tiger roar has D&D properties. I don't know. Just make it loud.
Okay. I don't know what D&D properties are necessarily, but yes, there is a tiger roar. Oops, there we go. Some of the people do take notice. Some of the people do not. 2 of the soldiers move out. Some of the farmers come with, just as backup and curiosity. Seeing an attractive. What do you look? What are you, Elven?
Yeah, so I'm a palette elf, so very pale. I would have like stark white hair, very beautiful. I would have like roundish eyes too, very girlish in this form. And then I'm gonna throw myself on. I'm gonna be when they arrive. I'm gonna be on the ground, screaming because I need saved.
Immediately, one of the farmers runs over, and one of the soldiers, almost pushing each other for who gets to help you first. Let's go soldier first. Soldier makes it first, pushing the farmer away, and goes, "Can I help you, ma'am? Can I help you, ma'am?"
I'm being stalked by a giant animal, and I don't know what to do.
Well, come inside. We can definitely protect you here.
A giant goat comes out of the jungle.
The soldier looks at the goat, looks at you. You must be very frightened. That goat probably has razor-sharp teeth. Come inside.
Don't let it get any closer.
He closes the door to his personal room.
Ooh.
Okay.
So, how long have you been out here? I didn't think there was anybody out here. You're clearly elven like me, brushing his ears back.
I've been alone for what feels like years, and I haven't known the touch of a man.
I can't over here. Oh, God.
Back outside, because I don't know where this is going to go.
God,
Wait a minute.
beautiful.
Glorious.
Meanwhile, outside, a goat comes out of the woods. The farmer sees the goat, sees his buddy inside with the beautiful woman. Goes
Brown
back.
bear comes out of the jungle.
Okay.
Climbs on top of the back of the giant goat. Because,
There's A
relatively.
brown bear riding a goat now.
Yeah. And then there's a mastiff following them.
And a mastiff. As the two men and a young woman all huddle together, one of them goes, I think it's one of those homeward bound things. They must be trying to find their way home.
Lapis is gonna fly up right to the female that's at the back of the group.
Okay?
And just being on Glittery and Sparkus, she's just gonna go, Lapis is Lapis and Lapis is here to say hello.
And she looks at you and goes, I am so excited. I heard there were wonders out here. What is your name?
Lapis is Lapis, what be your name?
Megan.
Smegan?
It's Megan?
And
Spelled with an S apostrophe.
Lapis is
It's
gonna-
Elven.
As Lapis is gonna reach forward on Megan's hair, it goes, you have pretty hair, and she's gonna start like braiding little pieces of glitter in Megan's hair, and is just kind of like hovering next to her, playing with her hair.
She's like, you got like the soldier and farmer kind of very inquisitively start investigating Lapis, not aggressively, just like, wow, hang on, let me change you to the size you would be. Wow, you're tiny and beautiful, and wow, that glittering is so pretty.
Careful, if you touch Lapis glitter, Lapis will make you fly.
They look at each other, may we?
Well, Lapis worries if you fly, you go splat. And Lapis has these really big eyes and is like trying to hiding behind Megan's shoulder.
Okay, maybe we shouldn't do that. We'll listen to you. You seem like a very nice Lapis. Meanwhile, inside the tent, are you going to teach this soldier about the two sexiest animals in the barnyard? That being, of course, brown chicken, brown cow.
Well, I could never just give myself over to someone unless they were to swear themselves to me.
This is a soldier. He's been alone for a while. Pfft, he'll make any promise he can if he thinks getting laid is on the line.
Can I just slightly interject here at this moment?
Oh yeah? Are you going to be an arrow block?
No, there is a knock at the door, as I have taken the shape of Delphine with just slightly more pronounced curves.
Wow.
As there's a knock on the door, you just hear, give us a goddamn minute!
Oh But sir, out here things are very scary too.
Very confused, he opens the door and he's like, "What?" Yes, yes, ma'ams.
I believe you met my sister.
I would like to meet the rest of your family.
Well, here's the thing. One of us always tells the truth and one of us always tells lies. And you can't believe her because she's a lying sack of shit.
If only there was some way we could solve this without talking at all.
Oh, there is. Just take a mouthful of beans.
No, don't eat the beans.
What will these beans do if I eat the beans?
Well, if you ask me, the
Don't
truth
make
teller,
you
they'll give you wonderful powers, but if you ask the liar, she'll say all sorts of horrible things.
They'll make you impotent.
They'll make you more virile than ever.
Roll competing persuasion checks or deception. Deception, I guess.
Alright.
Ooh.
Deception. I roll like shit.
Give me a fucking bean.
Well, you know what's better than one bean? 3 beans.
I don't know if you ladies could handle that.
Alright, that's fine. I'm just gonna throw out a random number. 7. The description.
Alright. Alright. 7 is... God damn it. I played with this too many times. Is what he said. Oh my god. Mama told me life is like a box of chocolates. You just need to read people's minds to know what you're gonna get. As he eats the bean, he becomes a mind reader and realizes, you're not beautiful ladies!
My God.
You're evil fake creatures trying to trick him!
Wow, that's nice.
Immediately looking between the two of you, he's so disappointed he pushes past you and starts running for his sanity.
Fair enough.
That was like the only one that could have saved his ass out of all 50. I made 50 of
God.
these.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Mislead on him.
Okay. Well, alright. He's defending with a 17. Not enough, is it?
I don't think it is.
I think
It's probably 18. Yeah. Damn it. So close. What are you misleading him to do?
Let me make sure I don't. So I'm gonna be chasing after him.
Okay.
But so I become invisible, and there's an illusory double of me. But I'm going to do it in
3
my
hot
hag
chicks
form.
now?
No, I'm gonna be I'm invisible, and then my hag form, which is my real form, is just gonna be chasing him.
No! Too good to be true! As he's running from the hag.
And everyone can see the hag. There's just a hag running through the camp.
He's running away from the camp. He's just running. Meanwhile, Delphine, these soldiers have surrounded you, and
Who's Delphine?
they're wanting you. Not Delphine. Lapis. And what are you doing, Slug?
I'm climbing on the back of my mastiff, and myself and the bear are going to be riding through town.
Yeah, riding through town, you start attracting visitors. Here, we'll just go ahead and move you over. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, the leader of the town and his brother, very confused by this. Are you in goblin form?
Yeah.
Hey there, little buddy. You look lost. Are you okay?
I'm wonderful. How are you doing today?
Confused. What are you doing all the way out here? We haven't seen a goblin in ages.
Just passing through.
We're traders here. Is there anything we can get you?
You got any sweets?
I suppose we could whip something up. Do you have anything to trade?
I got knowledge.
Well, we're usually looking for something more tangible, but I wouldn't let anything bad happen to you. Come on inside. We'll whip something up for you. They take you to they have a makeshift almost bakery where they do have a little bit of sugar and some sweets. It's just the two of them, the two brothers who run this little expedition that is going north into the Fey regions. They start making you some little pastries. Please make yourself at home. Any hospitality of our camp is yours. We're very friendly to travelers, traders, anything. Where do you live out here? Is there a settlement we don't know about?
Don't need to worry about that.
Well, that's exactly what we're worried about. We'd heard that there was groups out here that had access to magic and many different things, and we've been looking to set up a trade route. Are you a representative of them?
Proceed, not necessarily, but I mean, I could talk to you if there's something that you're looking to know.
We want to know what's out here. This area has been largely unexplored. It has amazing soil where the trees grow large, and it seems like there's magic itself in the very land itself. We've been looking to set up a colony out here.
I think that would be a good idea. This is a wonderful place to stay.
They look at each other very excitedly. That's what we were thinking. Exactly. Here, and they make you a couple of little crude donut pastries, but they do have a little bit of sugar that they're giving you.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pocket those.
Just not even eat them.
No.
What is it you trade or do out here for? I mean, do you trade? Do you have access to the rest of the world?
I mean, I probably could, if I tried.
Okay, well, we have different kinds of. We have some items. We have some weapons. We have cloaks. We're very fine silk makers. What is it that your clan is interested in? We'd love to set up a trade with you.
No. I'm sorry. We're not looking for too many objects. I just think if you settle down here, you'll probably be good.
Well, that's what we were thinking about, building a semi-permanent settlement here. Moving further in if we can. We haven't seen too many dangers, although today there seemed to be some sort of a roaring out there. Well, and then we met you, of course. We're definitely interested. Meanwhile, Lapis, as you're braiding things into her hair, the rest of the people there, a farmer and a soldier, are starting to get very interested in you. So, Lapis, where do you live?
Lapis lives high, but Lapis wants to show you something. Do you have other friends so Lapis can share all of Lapis' secrets with all of you together? Lapis likes showing off.
We do have a few friends around here.
Maybe Lapis can even let you fly if you all together. Lapis would love to have you all fly together. Together, Lapis says.
You hear the Doppler effect of, "Ah!" as one of the guys is running and a hag is chasing him.
Uh-oh.
The soldier runs after his buddy who is being chased by a hag. This attracts the attention of two other farmer and what seems to be his wife or girlfriend as they come out. What are you? You're very pretty, little one.
Lapis thanks you. Lapis is pretty. Just like Megan, Lapis friend. Lapis and Megan pretty.
She says it's actually Smegan, S apostrophe Megan.
No, Lapis knows it, Megan. Lapis knows. Lapis knows. Lapis would love to go inside and see other friends. Does Megan have Lapis other friends?
Oh yeah, we don't have many here. We're just a small colony. What is it you do, Lapis? They start going inside.
Ooh, where are we going?
Just one of the rooms.
Okay.
The other two people, they don't go inside. So the farmer sits down. So is it true that we've heard people out here can grant wishes? Is that true?
Lapis has some ability to grant a wish, but Lapis doesn't always like to. Lapis thinks humans' wishes and creatures' wishes are weird.
Well, we don't want anything great. We're just disappointed that, well, that couple over there, they have just a much nicer place than us. Much nicer.
Lapis
We
could
just-
help with that. Lapis could. Yes,
We're just
Lapis
better
could.
farmers than them. We just feel that we should have a nicer place to live than they do.
Lapis likes Megan and friend. Lapis will help him get better place. Yes, Lapis will.
Megan looks at her husband. That's all we're looking for.
And then Lapis goes to Megan and says, "Introduce Lapis to friend, and Lapis will switch houses between you and others." Lapis will. Yes, Lapis will.
We couldn't just switch with them. I don't think they would go for it.
Lapis will make them go for it. Lapis will. Yes, she will.
They look at each other, kind of shrug. I mean, sure, we could call them over. So while they're calling the other two people over, what are the two of you boys doing as the hag has chased off your soldier buddy?
She's gonna keep chasing him. That spell lasts for an hour, by the way.
He's gonna run himself to death.
I'm going to I'm just gonna keep, laying in this thick part of the forest until, I don't know, someone I feel like someone's coming close. And
Fair.
so I can wait.
All right. What are you doing,
Pumpernickel.
Pumpernickel? Yeah.
Pumpernickel, having seen Slug come in with this menagerie train of animals, and these two dudes would have followed, and is like, is this a window maybe over here?
It's a door. Yeah.
A door.
It's been left
Okay.
open.
Sure. Then peeking inside, Pumpernickel is going to twin spell modify memory on these two individuals.
Okay.
And
Let's see. Saving throw is. Oh yeah, that's definitely going to be a failure.
And so suddenly they're hit with this blast of, independently, but the same memory, coming home last night from a hard day of work. The door is ajar, which is strange. They hear laughter, a tender susurration, and as they approach the bedroom, they see their wife, it doesn't matter if they have a wife, in bed with none other than Slug.
They stop for a second. Their eyes look at each other, then look at Slug. I knew I recognized you! And immediately grab Slug, because they do have wives. How could she do this? And the other guy goes, yeah, how could she do this? You must have cast a spell on her. You're clearly evil. What have you done to our wives? What have you done to... Oh
Hey.
God, what have they done?
Nick stole my idea, but I'm going. Where was that? Use split enchantment and cast modify memory on both of them. Their memory is gonna be a little bit different. Yep, DC is 18.
Yeah, I mean, they got to roll basically a 16 or higher,
They're-
17
they're-
or higher.
they're going to remember Slug coming by earlier in the morning. And Slug's so great. Slug's so awesome. Slug makes pastries dance on the table. And they're going to remember that they tithe to Slug in the forest once a month. And they bring baked goods out and they put it upon the altar. And that's what they do. And after I cast Modify Memory, I am going to then cast Animate Objects and pull these pastries out of my pocket, and the bowls, the spoons, start making some more. And the pastries are going to be dancing on the table, and I'm going to walk out.
As they start dancing on the table, they just fall to our knees and like, Slug, were the offerings enough? We even offered you our wives.
I am so disappointed in the quality that you have been producing.
Of
You
their
need to
wives?
step it- Oh, yeah. You need to step it up.
Oh my god.
I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
One of them goes, I've heard of a legendary tome called the Kama Sutra. Should we seek it out?
No. Just get a better cookbook. I'm gonna leave.
Cooking.
Yeah.
That I thought we were
Yep.
talking about something. Yep.
No.
Yep.
Mhm.
No. They stand up and make eye contact with each other and then look away because there was clearly some miscommunication somewhere. Watching the animated objects keep cooking, they kind of do that whole hands up against the walls and like skirt around the edge of the room, not sure what the things are going to do as they slowly slink out of the room, not sure why their cooking utensils are trying to outcook them. What are you doing, Lapis?
Lapis is waiting for the other farming couple to arrive that Megan has gone to get. And
Yep.
on their arrival, Lapis is going to modify their memories.
Okay, so I think now just to make sure that we all have it right, modifying memory can modify a 10-minute section of memory, right?
Let's see.
Yeah.
While the charm lasts, you can affect the target's memory of an event that experienced within the last 24 hours and it lasted no more than 10 minutes.
Okay.
You can permanently eliminate all memory of the event, allow the target to recall the event with perfect clarity, an exacting detail, change its memory of the details of the event, or create memory of some other event.
Okay, just making sure.
Huh?
Just making sure. Yeah, it's 10-minute section of time that you can just rewrite.
Basically, Lapis was going to rewrite their memory to realize that they that they lost to Lapis and proceeded to give Lapis their home, which Lapis then gifted to their friend Megan.
All right.
Lapis is here to remind them, basically. And if they don't, Lapis has basically threatened to turn them into chickens.
Okay, so the girl goes for it. The guy is like, hang on a second here. None of that makes any sense. And she's like, yeah, Lapis, we signed a contract with Lapis to switch homes. And he's like, no, we didn't. This doesn't... You're using magic on us, aren't you?
And then
I thought you were a good little whatever you are.
I love how they keep saying whatever Lapis is. So if I go second with modify memory, like if I go, oh, is that Char?
Yeah, it's my little fey creature. Come here, little fey creature. What's wrong? Ugh. What's wrong? Are you a little creature of the fey?
Hi, Char Char.
What's wrong, little pup? You hungry? What's wrong?
Eat those fingers.
Eat those fingers.
Don't eat your hands. Don't eat your hands. What's wrong?
Aww.
Nope, I got you.
And down she goes.
Yeah, she smells like grass. I think she's been outside, just like laying in the grass.
So real quick, on a side note, not related to what I'm trying to do, if I use modify memory again,
You could do 20-minute section. Wait, that one, if you fail, I
If you
think it can't be
fail,
done
you
for
can't-
24 hours.
right, that's what I was thinking. So I was gonna say, because they still have the visual, even if they don't believe it, they have a visual of it, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, so then Lapis will remind them, do you not remember Lapis Steel? If you do not believe Lapis, Lapis will turn you into chickens like Lapis promised. That's what you signed. Lapis remembers.
It's like, no, we didn't. That doesn't make any sense at all. We wouldn't do that.
And then
What did
Lapis
we
is
get out of it
gonna
anyway?
polymorph them into chicken. Just because they're arguing with Lapis, and Lapis just doesn't like arguing.
Okay, roll their saving throws.
Which one? Does it matter?
Just roll it on. Yeah, no, he fails. Yeah, they fail miserably, and you have just turned a husband and wife team into chickens.
So a rooster and a chicken.
The other two are just like, oh my god,
And Lapis interrupts them and like glides down and like flutters in front of chickens and says, Lapis told you, if you did not believe Lapis, they get the nice place, you guys stay here. And then Lapis flutters up and says, come, we go to Nice House now. And Lapis flies out the door, waiting for them to show her where the nice place is.
terrified that you have just turned their neighbor couple into chickens, they go into the nicer house, which is just around the corner.
See, Lapis told you she would get you nice place. Yes, Lapis did. This be your home now. Lapis said so.
Gave her a AA battery and told her to take it to mommy. I have like 50 of them in my drawer.
So the transformation will last for an hour.
Yeah.
Because it's concentration up to an hour.
Yep.
And so Lapis just flutters around the room saying, Lapis likes this place. You're right. Lapis thinks this is much nicer than last place. Yes, Lapis happy to have this now.
It's bigger, but are they going to be okay?
Oh, Lapis would never hurt anyone. No, Lapis would not. Lapis knows that they will remember this lesson and never go against you now. You are Lapis' friends. Maybe turn back soon.
Okay. It's okay. Meanwhile, the two brothers have come outside realizing that they had a very weird experience with some sort of a deity, creature, monster, whatever Slug was. Hold that thought for just 10 seconds.
How long would they technically last as a chicken if it says an hour of concentration?
Shut my office door, thank you for counting to 10, and that was 10 seconds. Yeah. What are you guys doing to the two leaders of this place, the two brothers?
Gonna change my appearance before they rounded the corner to look like their third long-lost brother.
Approaching you from either side. You look like... No, you can't be.
Yes. Look into your heart. You know it to be true.
Place is playing tricks on the mind. What are you?
And I just point at the nearest one and use message to say, brother. That's all.
He's like, I heard his voice in my head.
It's that.
We'd heard... No, this can't be right. You died. Years ago. Decades.
Nah. I was just kicking it a couple towns down the road.
Give me a deception roll. 22 in his insight.
All right. I'm gonna use good old Tides of Chaos here.
Go ahead and roll.
Okay, never mind. We've reconnected successfully. Hopefully the stream won't stop or fall out.
76. You glow with bright light for 30 feet for the next minute. A creature that ends its turn within is blinded into the attacks against you have advantage. So as you start glowing, they believe you.
Yes, brothers. Come unto me. Let us be a family again.
They hug you, excited to have you back. Slug,
My
what are you
fantasy
doing as you're
grounds-
witnessing this?
Oh, you guys look like you're having a really nice family moment. But your hands are so dirty. Here, rinse them off before you hug.
Okay.
You heard your good friend. Rinse your hands. That way you can eat your beans.
Of course, they go into one of the...
No, here. And I pour the contents onto their hands.
What is the contents of what?
Here, now hug your brother.
They take the water, wipe it on their hands, and oh my god. and they hug you, Pumpernickel. Both of them hug you, having just cleaned their hands.
Okay. Can I roll an insight check to see if I catch that something funky is happening or about to happen?
Sure. Roll against Slug's whatever. Persuasion or
Haha!
8.
Persuasion?
Or persuasion or deception, whichever one you know. Ruby, are you able to grab your character? Or are you good? Having trouble?
Well, my fantasy grounds just shut down and kicked me out, and then we almost lost connection to the stream. And so now our connection is fine, but my fantasy grounds is sitting.
It'll take you a second. It'll be all right.
But I know what Lapis was gonna do, and you can always walk Lapis through that if you.
Yeah. So as you all hug like brothers,
Mm.
the hug lasts 10 seconds, then 20, then 30,
Hmm.
then 40, then a panicked 50, then a horrified 60, as you have all been mages glued together. I think it's called Sovereign's Glue?
Well done.
Speaking of which...
Can only be undone by universal solvent, oil of etherealness, or a wish spell.
I'm not mad with this. You've just given me permanent brothers.
The brothers begin crying as they're unable to unhug and they don't know what is happening. What was Lapis going to do?
Lapis is going to have flown around the room and seeing the distraught faces of her new friends. It's going to fly up to them and say, Lapis did not mean to make you sad. Lapis knows what Lapis will do. And then she flurries around them very quickly and says, Lapis will let you fly now. And they start lifting off the ground.
From outside, Delphine, you hear, we're stuck on the ceiling! How do we get down? How do we get down? I don't know! As two people are now floating, stuck to the ceiling. What are you doing to this poor archer who has realized he can't keep up with his buddy who's being chased by the hag?
Well, I would like to set up a sort of scene for you. So, I'm going to use my illusory reality minor illusion ability, which at 14th level, I can functionally make an object real for 1 minute. And so I'm going to give myself to put myself hanging from the tree in a giant spider web. Very
Sure.
relatively like stuck, relatively. And then I'm also going to cast Seeming on just like any bug or spider. It's the forest. I'll find
Sure.
one on a tree.
Yeah, I got it.
And make it seem like just the biggest fucking awful spider dripping with venom from the mouth. Seeming,
Yeah, he
so it's
natural
pretty-
ones his insight to figure any of this out. So yeah, he's hooked.
And then I'm also going to cast Minor Illusion on myself to just make it look like my clothes are a little bit tore up, but like covering the
You
naughty bits.
Barely having it. Yeah, this is like something straight out of comic book.
Oh yeah, no, it's porny. And then
PG-14, gotcha. Yeah, he runs over to you and starts trying to help you out. He's cutting you out of the spider web, keeping his eyes on the spider. If that thing moves, he's going to go after it. After about 30 to 45 seconds, is he able to cut you out of this spider web?
No, it's deep. It's and I'm screaming and I'm scared and sir, let me give you the, if you swear yourself to me, I can give you the power to stop all of this.
Of course, I'll do whatever it takes to save you.
And with a crack, I fall out of the thing onto my feet in hag form, and I'm like, wonderful. Okay, so there is something I need you to do, actually. So I need you to go to the nearby lake, and if you could kill this monster for me, that'd be wonderful.
What kind of lake monster?
You'll see it when you see it. You definitely can do it now that you've sworn yourself to me. Go ahead and try to like have you ever heard of a misty step? No, just like think really hard that you want to go over there, and then you'll go over there. It's gonna be great.
You hear a heavy whack as he smacks into a tree 25 feet away. I did it! I did it!
Yeah, you did great. Now go kill the monster.
Okay. Oh. And he starts gimping off with a big tree branch-sized bruise across the size of his face.
Yeah, he'll figure it out.
Is there actually a lake monster?
Oh yeah, no, he's gonna go on like a quest. It's gonna be great. He's
a
all warlock
right.
now. He has stuff to do. He has a
What could
contest
go
to do.
wrong? I mean, he rolled a 17 to go on quest, so he'll probably be fine.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Lapis, what have you done to this poor couple now that they're floating up against the ceiling for a little while, trying to get down?
Lapis was giggling at first, and now Lapis is sad because they keep yelling, and Lapis says, fine! You don't like Lapis gift. Lapis will leave! And Lapis just flies straight out the door, looks for Pumpernickel and Slug, leaving them stuck on the ceiling.
A few minutes later, you hear, ooh, ooh! I mean, they're fine. Scared. Meanwhile, you hear, buck, 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 as two chickens run by your feet, Pumpernickel.
And Lapis is gonna have having flown trying to find Pumpernickel? Like, seeking him out, specifically?
There are two men holding Pumpernickel crying as they're completely stuck to him.
Lapis is gonna fly, like, right up in his face. Just because she can see through everything, so she knows exactly who he is. And she's gonna, like, fly up right to him and go, Lapis wants to know what you're doing. Yes, Lapis does.
Lapis, can I teach you a spell?
Lapis slowly starts, like, fluttering backwards. Why would you think Lapis needs more magic than Lapis already has?
Meanwhile, in hug form, who are you people? What are you?
Shut up, I'll get to you in a second. Lapis, do you want to know a spell?
Depends. Lapis wants to know what spell you think Lapis might need to know.
Well, it's a very high-level spell. It's called Syntax. Sorry, that's a cruel joke. And kind of ignoring Lapis.
Lapis Lapis just like pouts and is like, Lapis didn't like that.
That's okay. And turns to the two, says, "Well, I've got some bad news. I'm not actually your brother. In fact, I killed your brother, and then I ate him, so you're stuck too. Your brother's killer." And then
Roll deception with advantage, because that is so fucking horrible.
Also, now probably a good time to tell you that I have irritable bowel syndrome. And I was going to use prestidigitation to just really stink up the place.
One of them just goes, "That's it! That's it!" And he just starts trying to rip himself off.
Can Lapis try and polymorph them into something? Because she thinks that they are all acting really weird and stinky, and so she's just kind of like...
Sure. What are you polymorphing? Who into what?
So...
Oh boy.
Still gonna be stuck to him.
Yeah, I know. Lapis is gonna, like, wrinkle her nose because she thinks that Pumpernickel is now really stinky. And she goes, Lapis knows what will help. Yes, Lapis does. And then she snaps her fingers and both of the guys turn into snakes that are now stuck to him.
Turn into snakes. You hear, "Oh god! Ah! Ah!" There's a constricting feeling around your neck, Pumpernickel, as their hands that are on you start to shrink into your body. You take, we'll call it 30 constricting / bludgeoning damage. And then there's this heavy tearing, ripping sound. A snake only has like 8 HP. As they immediately revert back to humanoid form with both hands missing on both of these creatures, as their hands have been ripped off in the polymorph process. As they're now screaming, looking at their stubs. Their stubs are still stuck to you.
Yes.
Yeah, it is an absolute bloody mess as their hands have been ripped off, because I can think of no other way that would happen, as they've taken lethal snake damage, but they would have to revert to fully snake form. Yeah, we're going to call it a bloody mess, as now you are Pumpernickel with 4 elven hands stuck to your body in like a quad formation with the opposite hands on the opposite side.
And Lapis,
What I've always wanted.
hearing them scream, just goes, "Oh, Lapis does not like the noise." And she goes over and lands on Pumpernickel's head with both her feet and just on his head and says, "No, we leave now." And then she makes her and Pumpernickel vanish, and so suddenly they're invisible.
You hear "Ah!" as these 2 men without hands begin running around the town, freaking the fuck out. They manage to step over 2 chickens. The couple in the other room, freaking out, see their injured leaders, immediately run over tending to them. Meanwhile, the soldier is off on a quest to kill a whatever the fuck in wherever the hell. Yeah, I would say that you've pretty much caused enough chaos in this place. Is there anything anyone else wants to do? I don't think there's anyone left for you guys to torture.
Lapis is going to ask Pumpernickel if she can have one of the hands because she thinks it looks kind of cool.
It can't come off of him.
Yeah, no, it's stuck.
And Lapis is like trying to tug it, but Lapis wants the hand, Pumper. Give it to Lapis.
This is who I am now.
It actually is.
Helpful.
I'd really like a pastry. I don't know if can I?
Here's a marshmallow.
Slug would be casting Dream, and if there's anyone asleep in the town, sending lovely dreams of, hey, you make the right offerings, good things happen. You make crappy offerings, then your hands get ripped off.
The town drunk sits up, nods his head, walks over, takes a piss, takes a long piss, goes over to a random tree, kneels down, steadies his vision. I don't have much to offer, but I give you this. And he hugs the tree.
Dirty hippie.
I live in
cast
Boulder,
seeming
man. I
on
see
the-
that all the time.
I cast
Wow.
seeming on the tree to make it look like at the top of it
Hmm.
and moving downward that it's on fire.
As he looks up on this flaming tree, eyes wide, he stands up and realizes the fire doesn't actually burn him, and he takes this as a message. And we're going to go ahead and end there. And as the brothers Fairy Grim would remember this story, the message is, be good to trees, kill the water beasts, and when in doubt, hug it out, but carefully. There is a slow clap yet again as the four of you rejoin each other. And a familiar, ethereal voice says, okay, that glue was pretty funny. I don't necessarily like seeing you all fight, but you get your best work when you're not working together. Very impressive. For gluing two people to one, you get 1 creativity point.
Whoop whoop.
All right. So with that, this ends with the poor elven expedition, doomed expedition into the Fey Realm. I'm gonna go ahead and throw up another map here. These maps are bigger, and again, they're made with Dungeon Alchemist.
Can I close the one we have? We're not using it
Yes.
again? Thank you.
Is Dungeon Alchemist sponsoring this?
They should be.
Well, I need more information than Alex. You can't just drop a sponsorship on me like that. You gotta give me more than that. We need a whole spiel,
No,
man.
they're not sponsoring this.
Dang. You'd let me know and I would have had like a whole image and everything ready to pop up randomly whenever you mentioned it.
It's all good. As you guys come up to this town, many, many years later,
Ooh.
Delphine and Slug are set on one side, Lapis and Pumpernickel on the other. An ethereal voice says, you don't have to play fair.
I was kind of under the impression that we weren't really to begin with.
I mean, you did steal Lapis thinks. What was it? Lapis knows. It was 4 Lapis remembers. 4. Yes, Lapis remembers.
For what?
4 items that now permanently be attached to you, Pumper. Well, they be skeleton hands now.
They were a gift. A gift from you and
Oh, yes, Pumpernickel now has 4 hands permanently affixed to him.
Skeleton hands.
Now, whether or not he's adorned them in jewels or whatever is up to Pumpernickel.
Mhm.
Probably just bracelets. I don't think there'd be any more you could do to it.
Well,
What are you doing, little goblin?
I still think it was pretty interesting, though not wholly.
Come here.
fair.
What do you want? You want me to tell you the story of Finding Nemo? But what? You're poopy? Oh, you know what you should do if you're poopy? Go up and tell mommy to change you. Because daddy is down here right now, okay? What's mommy doing? Okay. Can you close the door? Yeah. Good job.
Well, Lapis wants to know what Pumpernickel thinks.
Sorry, I just casted suggestion.
We saw.
She failed her save.
She failed her.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Lapis wants to know what Pumpernickel thinks Lapis should do.
I've decided I'm changing my name. Something bold and different. It's no longer Pumpernickel.
Lapis is interested to hear what friend's name is now going to be.
It's Nickel Pumper.
Nickel Pumper.
Yes.
Lapis likes Nickel Pumper. Lapis does.
Yeah, it's
Lapis
bold.
does.
It's exotic. It's sleek. I don't know. Let's go see what there is to see.
All right, let's go. Lapis will fly with you. Okay, yeah. Great. Wee.
Hey, Sly, what do you want to do to the town?
Absolutely.
What? Hold on. What did you just say?
Absolutely. What is it
Oh,
doing?
sorry about that. Sorry, so sorry. Yeah, standard is not unlocked. There you go. As you guys come up to the two little towns, they're small little almost factions. One of them, Elven. One of them, Orcish. They seem at odds with each other with a no man's land in the middle, though you can see no blood or signs of battle. It's clearly a tense environment. As Lapis and Nickel Pumper come up, the orcs immediately jump into defensive position. What are you doing here? Who are you? Are you spies for them?
Lapis no spy.
Yes, we spy with our little eye. Some very good-looking orcs.
Lapis agrees. Lapis agrees.
What? Is this a joke? Called the commander. And a very large commander comes out, who looks very, very, very much like Kratos, but I can assure you he is not. Oh wait,
I'll
I actually might have used... Nope,
assume
that's
that
the same
he's
one.
somewhere.
There he is.
Ah.
Similar, but not the same. Goliath, half orc. Who are these people? What do they
Lapis is
want?
Lapis.
Yeah, that's
I-
kind of Lapis's deal. Kind
I
of
don't
like a
know what a
Pokemon.
lapis is. Pakamen? He looks at the other orcs and they're like, very good eating. Tingle the tongue when you dissolve them.
Lapis flies
Right.
over to Nickel Pumper and says, Lapis no Pokemon. And she bops him on the head with her tiny hand.
Right. Imprison that one, eat the other one. And the orcs move in to attack you all.
And Lapis flies straight up in the air, out of their reach.
Misty Step!
Alright. As you guys evade capture,
And Lapis, as
The-
she's flown up real quick, she's thrown down a card right behind where Pumpernickel was.
okay.
And
Which one?
I will... If I can get my mouse, I was going to text it to you. It's a...
Okay.
I'm just going to tell you. Right behind, as Nickel Pumper, Misty steps away, a bugbear appears out of nowhere, right where he just was.
Okay. Well, it'll just be Beaver and Meow.
It'll just be a
The bugbear appears, they immediately go in and just start slashing this shit out of it. It doesn't take long for them to realize it's an illusion as their blows are going immediately through it. The large one just kind of... Very impressive. We've heard of you, creatures, little fairies and pixies, and the one with the 4 hands on him. We've also heard that you can grant wishes.
Yes?
Tell me, what would it take for an advantage in this coming conflict? What would it cost me?
Well, I don't rightly know because I don't have a lot of desires because I just kind of do whatever I want. But I would like to see a beautiful statue erected in my image, and preferably if you could have like a little goblin. You know what those are?
Yes, we know what gobelons are.
A little goblin. Maybe just like prostrating itself to me, and then like a little hag off in the corner, just like with a little Home Alone face, like oh no. And then if you want to throw a fairy in there too, that's fine.
Hold on, Lapis has better idea. Yes, Lapis does. And Lapis just kind of flies overhead.
He approaches you, all right. And if we build this shrine to you, what will we earn?
100 feet tall.
That is quite a tall order. We will see what we can do.
You're quite a tall man.
Indeed. What will we get out of this?
Do you have any use for these cacti?
I do not.
Well, then let me make some improvements.
All right.
And Nickel Pumper's going to go to each of these cacti, make a little cut in them, and plop us a bean.
Okay, we'll call it 3 beans. Give me 3 numbers here. What could go wrong?
49, 27, 2.
Okay, number 49 is an appletini, stirred, not shaking. If it can be turned to alcohol, it is turned to alcohol in the nearest 100 feet. So essentially everything in the orc camp is now alcoholic, including the cacti. What was the other ones?
Boom! Endless booze! 27 and 2.
27. I feel the need for speedberry. One of the cactuses is now hasted and seems to shimmer as it now has permanent haste.
Mm.
Yeah, that would have been a good one for,
a person.
Yeah. Okay, as you try to feed number 2 to the cactus, it seems to reject it. Number 2 is not compatible with inanimate objects.
Then I'll eat it myself.
Okay.
Plops it in his mouth.
And you hear a voice say, "What is it you desire?"
Anything in the world?
Anything you could want. What is your wish?
A wish? Okay, here's what I want. I want to unstick these hands from me, turn them into giant hands that I can control telepathically.
And now you have essentially 4 Big B's hands at all time. Flying around you in a, we'll just call it a clockwise pattern. You now have 4 hands.
I smack the shit out of Kratos.
Alright, yeah, that would be essentially an attack. Yeah, that's gonna hit. It's 1d4 damage. He takes 7 damage as you smack him super hard with your ethereal hand. You would get 4 hand attacks.
That's just a taste of what I can do.
Roll intimidation with advantage.
Thank you. I am. I actually have intimidation as something decent.
Yeah, Kratos. All right. I understand what you can do. I think we can find a way to work together. Just don't hit me again. That really hurt. Meanwhile, in the North Camp, the elves see a beautiful woman and a goblin approaching.
Oh no, they don't see a goblin. Because I have cast Steaming on Slug. They see a giant being that is so bright and so light and so like 9 feet tall.
Gotcha. So a
Like
giant
Dr.
glowing one
Manhattan.
from Fallout.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, perfect. That it's like hard to look at. And Delphine is going to be in beautiful priest's robes. Um, very flattering to her figure, but that's sort of just, you know,
That's her shtick. I get it.
coincidental.
Yeah.
It's coincidental this time, okay? It's just that most things flatter her.
You can't hide a watermelon in a handkerchief. I got it.
Um, and she is all, and then I'm going to cast Mirage Arcane to make to make it look as though a solar eclipse is happening within like right across the line where like these cactuses on the B side, sort of on the other side, further like northwest.
Okay.
So it's not happening for those guys. It's only happening for us.
There we go. All right. So solar eclipse is happening for you guys.
And then I'm gonna speak in a loud voice and just say, hear ye, all in the town. Please come out and greet your new savior."
Everyone comes out in the town, squinting in this eclipse light, looking at the shining one. You've come to save us?
Turned. What offerings do you mortals bring for your god?
Beans!
Confused and very excited that their god has now arrived, they immediately run inside and begin ransacking their own place, starting to grab offerings for their god. The leader of the elves comes out.
Should
Are
you not have objects you can pledge yourself? To my secretary to the right.
They start coming out with candles and small trinkets of gold, jewelry, just a little bit of everything. The leader of the town approaches cautiously, unable to look at you directly. What are you?
Have you not heard of the great and majestic slug?
I have not.
Modify memory. Yeah, he has.
He's got a 5, so
yeah, he had an epiphany a couple days ago about this god that's going to come and save them all.
He falls to his knees in the sand. This is it! This is the vision I told you about! Nobody remembers him telling them about a vision. This is it! This is the majestic slug. Bring it offerings of gold and silver and weapons and candles and incense and myrrh. I don't know what myrrh is, but bring some for it.
Please do not forget to add your name to the list.
Yes, of course. I put my name on this list. What list is this?
Follow your leader.
To the ends of the earth and beyond.
You townspeople, follow your leader, lest you be smitten by the great slug.
Of course, we trust you. And they start coming around their leader, unsure of how to worship. Some are like doing the whole like, do we bow? Do we just do this? Do we? No. Are we like very
stuff? Just the stuff.
Yeah, they're doing like all the stuff at once.
Now,
do
bow
our
and make
offerings
your
please
contract.
you? It will do for now.
What contract?
Make your contracts.
Of course. What can we do to earn your favor, O powerful one?
So my disguise drops. You gotta go ransack the orc village and get us some more offerings.
They all start to stand up. The orcs are very powerful. We could not win if we attack them directly.
Yeah, but you're magic now, so I think you'll be fine.
Excited by this, the elves begin discussing their powers, and one of them goes pew and shoots a arcane blast at one of the others. They begin to take an offensive formation, realizing they are magical now, and begin to prepare for an attack against the orcs. Meanwhile, back in the orcs camp,
What's the distance between these two?
we'll say about a quarter mile, enough where you can kind of see what's going on, but
Okay.
hard to make out shapes.
Gotcha.
Not 50 feet. These maps are hard to make big. More like 12 feet, but...
Yeah.
Kratos, non-Kratos, seeing that there's something going on over there. Alright, you two. What is it you've come to show us, and what can we do for you?
We prepare for war, my brother!
Lapis won't prepare for war till you swear. Lapis won't. No, Lapis won't.
Swear what?
Swear
Fuck,
loyalty to
how's
Lapis.
that?
That's not what Lapis means. Lapis needs you to swear that you will never hurt or grab Lapis again all the way till the end of your bloodline. Yes, you must.
Very well. We will not hurt Lapis again, and we will not grab. Let it be known that from this day forward, we orcs have no need for grabbing fairies.
Yay, Lapis is
Any...
Yes, Lapis will help you now. Which would you like to be invisible so you can go sneak and attack? Which would like to be giant monstrous creature to attack? And which...
Cowards hide in the shadows and go invisible. We fight in the daylight, where our glory can be seen.
Then which of you would like to be a monster? Yes, which would you like to be?
I'm already a monster. What about you, little ones? And several of the orcs come forward, and they start banging on their swords and shields. Excited, almost bloodthirsty.
Would any of you share in the power of Nickel Pumper the Almighty? Need you some booger sugar to get you through the fight?
I'm gonna polymorph a couple of them into, might as well keep the trend of the giant T-Rex, since that's what we've seen most recently.
I don't know what booger sugar is.
Oh,
Will that help us in battle?
Maybe. Might screw you over. Tough to know.
Well,
But, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were a bunch of cowards.
we are many things. Cowards is not any of them.
Then eat a bean.
I've transformed.
3 of them are now polymorphed into... you don't have to roll save if they're, quote, willing creatures, and these creatures are willing.
I just did it so you
Yeah, no
would
worries,
know
no
before
worries.
the focus going. And then, so there's 3 giant T-Rexes to the left, and then I'm going to cast Big Buy's hand next to Nickel Pumper's hands, so that there's an extra hand there. In fact, actually,
All right, 3 of the orcs are excited about having beans.
You are my chosen disciples. We will usher in a new dawn. Give one of them 16, one of them 50, and one of them 1.
Okay, 16. Just keep growing. Just keep growing. Ha 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 ha. Roll a 2d10.
and Lapis, after hearing Nickel Pumper say that, she throws down a card, and 2 priests and 2 acolytes appear behind Nickel Pumper and start worshiping. You say, "Yes, our Lord, yes, we will. We will be your promised acolytes and do as you wish."
So one of them grows 2 feet taller 5 times, or literally 10 feet taller, doubling in size. What was one of the other ones?
The 2 extremes, 50 and 1.
Oh boy. Oh boy, you went with the extremes.
Yep.
All right. For this orc right here, it's number 1 is meat back on the menu, boys. an insatiable hunger takes over with the urge to eat any of your kills and kill the first non-friendly thing you see.
Sweet.
So yeah, that's pretty perfect for that. Number 50. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little hog too. Turns into a pig.
Borth, we ride.
We ride, Boris. Yes.
Yeah. So
Can I see these T-Rexes?
yeah.
Okay, great. I'm gonna cast well, how close am I? I'm gonna get on my broom of flying. And I'm gonna fly pretty fucking fast.
Okay.
Let me
Check the speedometer. That's what it says.
I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna cast theming on one of these. Let's do it on definitely not Kratos.
Okay.
And Lapis, having seen another creature flying up, is going to activate her or channel her divinity and invoke duplicity. And now there's 2 Lapises, and they've immediately flown and start fluttering in Delphine's face, and are like right up in her face, circling around her.
Oh no! Oh god!
And as they flutter around, pixie dust is starting to fall upon Delphine and her broom, which is already in the air.
Is duplicity 2 or is it more?
I think it's just the 1, so it might be 2 though. I can't
Oh yeah, that's duplicate. I'm thinking of the one that you're always casting.
Yeah,
Nick.
a mirror image one.
Mirror image.
Yeah, no, this is
Okay,
just,
yeah, duplicity is 2.
yeah.
Okay.
So there's just 2 of me flying. Like, well, there's I guess 3 of me, or is it?
But you can cast out of the other ones. Okay.
Yes.
So what are you doing, Delphine? As the orcs are now ready for battle?
I'm gonna try and I'd like to Misty Step. Can I Misty Step on my away from this towards Kratos?
All right.
And I would like to cast as a reaction, and then I'd like to cast Seeming on him.
Okay.
And I would like to make him seem like a nice, juicy, 500-pound flank steak.
Okay, go ahead and roll a saving throw for him.
Do I roll it?
Yeah, you can roll it. So if you actually go to your actual actions, if you seeming... Oh, I thought there was a saving throw for seeming. An unwilling charisma makes a charisma saving throw.
So he makes it. So you roll for it.
Yeah. No, he fails.
Oh, he is just the tastiest steak possible.
Can Lapis, having seen Delphine, flying over and casting something, do fly straight over to Kratos and land on him and cast invisibility? Because she said that was one of the things that she was going to do. So now Kratos is invisible. Even though he's upset with her, she's like, I don't care. You look juicy and steaky, and now you're invisible, so no one will bite you.
Yep,
Lapis?
he's an invisible steak. Anyone else?
He should still smell though. He should still smell like meat. I don't know if that's...
Oh yeah, they're feeling ravenous right now.
Good.
Slug would turn to the gentleman next to him, the leader, and say, please, follower, hold my body real quick. He's gonna cast animate objects on the cactuses, 4 of the largest ones.
Are they objects?
Because I thought a bunch of them were alcohol last I checked.
Now they
Which
are.
is an object. Yeah.
It's an
I thought
alcoholic
I thought it was
cactus,
just
and
liquid.
now
Maybe
it's
I got
doing
that wrong.
now it's doing the wavy arm guy thing.
Oh, nice.
4 of them are, and they're just slamming into everything around them. I will also then cast Magic Jar.
Yes, you can create plants, and they are by definition objects due to not being creatures. It
Nice.
counts. So now you have, we'll call it 10 drunk cactuses, one of which is drunk
I can
and hasted.
do 4 with
4 drunk cacti, one of which is hasted.
and then I will cast Magic Jar myself. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And I'm going to jump into the body
I
of the
hate
middle.
to be that guy. Is
Nope. Magic
animate
Jar
objects
Animate
concentration?
objects is concentration. Magic Jar is not.
You're good? Sounds good. All right.
All right. So I'm going to jump into the body of the middle T-Rex.
Okay.
And he's immediately going to bite the ass end of the one nearest to him.
Okay. We now have a dual T-Rex fight. Well, hang on. Is there anything you want to do, Pumpernickel? Nickel Pumper.
Yeah, Nickel Pumper. Just
Everyone's
kinda
got a spell here. Nickel Pumper.
casually striding up, maybe get equal here to Delphine. Looks at the people across the way. Is going to cast. Well, I guess he'll have to get closer, so he'll dash up, and is going to cast Mass Suggestion on all of them.
And say?
So I get like what is it? A sentence or two. Say, this is no elf. I suggest simply doubt.
All right. And as they start to doubt the fact that you're a god/goddess, the T-Rexes start fighting each other. One of the T-Rexes eats the orc and then charges the group. A war pig comes out of nowhere. Several cactuses begin charging. In the middle, there's a huge melee of Eldritch Blast and any other spells that are going on as it's absolute pandemonium and chaos. Meanwhile, Kratos is a giant snake moving nowhere, but he only seems like one, so he's actually charging into battle. But he's invisible. The first round of combat goes off with the orcs taking many rounds of Eldritch Blast as they run through no man's land. But now approaching the elves, what does everybody want to do as it's about to enter a giant melee? With the elves seemingly horribly outnumbered by the orcs and cacti, even though the cacti are drunk.
Oh,
The cactus are going for the orcs as they're going by them.
Right. Okay, so that will leave one of the orcs. The giant orc ignores the cactus as it can just step over, but the other orc is in direct competition with several cactuses, getting his poor orc ass handed to him by 4 cacti, one of which is
Can
pasted.
Lapis channel divinity and charm the animals and plants so that they don't try and attack the orcs, but will try and attack the elves should they come close enough?
Sure. The cacti are now charmed with the orc smacking the shit out of them, which breaks the charm, unfortunately.
That's fine.
But it'll get a little bit of damage resistance out of it.
And as it's 30 feet around me, where am I able
Yes.
also to charm one or two of the T-Rexes to go attack towards the elves instead of each other? Since I seem to want to.
Well, you only need to charm the one T-Rex as it's been messed with.
Okay, that's fine. That's what I'll do.
So it'll be your spell
I'm-
save versus
Yeah, I'm possessing it. So
whoever. But you're full on possessing. That is going to be way more powerful than charm, right?
you could also just end the spell on it. The polymorph.
Oh yeah, I might just do that. That's very true.
Okay. As the polymorph spell on one of the T-Rexes drops, the orc is then immediately eaten by the other T-Rex. What happens if your soul is possessing something that's been eaten and killed?
I get a charisma saving throw against my own spellcasting DC. So I just have to
What is your spellcasting DC? 18?
18.
Oh!
And officially, Lapis has now killed Slug, as Slug has been devoured by a T-Rex. With that, the melee goes off, but seeing as how one fey creature was killed in the melee, after a short time, the orcs begin to thin out. Oh wait, no, actually, the orcs would have the disadvantage as you guys are on the elf side. After a short time, the elves begin to thin out. Many of them break and scatter with the orcs taking the land. There's a pause on the battlefield as the elves begin to retreat. The orcs eat many of them, but the elves run for the hills. There's a slow clap for a second, and that voice, the ethereal voice, comes back. I'm very disappointed in you. You killed one of your own, Lapis. I like fun and games, but at what cost? Poor little Slug. Under any other circumstances, I would be furious, but... well, Slug's body was completely unharmed. Slug, you come back feeling very disgusting as you have just been swallowed. I can give neither one of you any points for this. However, Delphine, seeing as how your team was crudely defeated, I can also give you no points in this one either. On this one, I give it to you, Nickel Pumper. Though your side did cheat a little, you
How?
kept to your honor and you did win.
Cheat how?
But for you, Lapis, there will be punishment.
Why you
Though-
punish Lapis? Lapis didn't eat
Not
him.
today. I have something special for you.
Lapis didn't eat them. The T-Rex ate them. Lapis just merely undid one spell.
And with that, time goes by, seemingly unnoticed. However, over time, you realize that the mortal creatures that did not know of your existence begin to learn and begin to fear you just a little bit more than they once did. Oh no. Okay. Years later, you hear the sound of merry as there is a large feast, a party of some sort. And I'm going to go ahead and drop the map, and then we'll take a quick 2-minute bathroom break if anyone needs it. As we'll be going into our last little town for this one shot.
The last little town of all.
Marvelous, marvelous.
He promised chaos, and there
Exactly.
has been that.
And we've contributed extensively to said chaos.
Well, one of you did create a whole bunch of high-level elven magical casters, which I would argue explains why elves are so magical.
Mm-hmm.
The root of all elven magic.
It was literally a fight
Small
between...
hag.
Yeah.
Small tiny hag.
Alright, I just dropped the map. It'll take a second. I'm going to take a 2-minute break if you guys need it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Y'all having fun with the chaos?
Oh, yes. I hope I'm not being too annoying, though, with how I talk.
That's what
What
one-shots
chaos?
are about.
Huh? What'd you say, Kyle?
What chaos? I don't feel like we're creating any chaos. I'm getting warlocks made. Like, it's the most lawful thing you can do.
You're the only
Making
one actually,
contracts
like,
and stuff.
creating things, though.
I know,
Out
I'm
of
just
all of
kidding.
us. You have, like, you're the only one that has the power to create multiple things within the realm, it seems. Which is interesting, to say the least.
Fun. I was really afraid someone would have the same idea.
No, I
And-
just wanted to be a flying little annoying bird. I mean, very. The fact that I got one of my fellow party members eaten wasn't planned, but, you know, I listened to Nickel Pumper. Nickel Pumper.
Careful.
I listened to Nick, and the next thing I know, Slug got swallowed, and I was like, that's fine. I didn't tell the T-Rex to eat it. You know, I just made the T-Rex, work into a T-Rex, so it's all good.
No harm, no foul. They're not real people.
Yeah, and I mean, that wasn't really Slug. Slug's body was across the field. It's all good.
Yeah. So, Alex, from a creation standpoint, how have you liked Dungeon Alchemist? Because I've considered getting it.
I don't think I'm gonna go to anything else for a while.
Yeah. How,
Yeah.
so for example, like, how long did it take you to put this map together? Like 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's cut my map making time from hours to just a couple of minutes. It's pretty freaking easy. Yeah. Dove was totally right.
Always am.
Dungeon Alchemist really is that good.
It's so easy to make maps.
It really is. Many years later, you come upon a party, a feast, if you will.
I will not.
There, you do notice two factions. What seems like the dwarves and the orcs again, perhaps? As you go to walk in, you hear that same ethereal voice. Maybe we should separate again, but try something new this time. Let's make it interesting.
How?
Oh, it's up to you. I just want to see you all have a little fun.
Okay. Bye, Dad.
Magic stepdad, there's a difference.
No, it's okay. I'll just call you Dad.
Lapis wonders who it
No,
is that
I-
talks from the sky.
We're there at that point in our relationship. It's Dad.
Roll a dexterity saving throw as you are struck by lightning. I'm kidding though.
Can I roll a religion?
Yeah.
It's Dad.
Can I roll a religion on Dad?
It's Magic stepdad.
'Cause
It
Lapis
is-
wonders
know
why
who
it
he
feels
is.
it must clarify its identity with us.
You know that it is
Slug
the
knows
source
in
of
his heart.
much of the... Try again. It's the source of much of the Fey power.
Lapis just
You
thinks it's
guys
the
aren't able to
all-powerful
move.
thing in the sky.
You guys should be able to move.
Lapis
Okay,
just
it
thinks
started
it's the
working again,
all-powerful thing in the
um,
sky, and Lapis just thinks it's cool. Lapis goes now.
Coming to this party, it looks like there is an arena of some kind for possibly gladiatorial battles. There are many orcs. A beautifully dressed princess orc, different than the one you saw many decades ago. And what looks like dwarves on the other end. Again, very different than any of them that you've ever seen before.
Lapis is going to fly directly to the Princess Orc and just spin around her and just start complimenting her because she thinks the Princess Orc is very pretty.
Thank you, Fey creature. We know of your existence. Why have you come to me on my wedding day?
Lapis would like to braid dust into your hair to make it sparkle and shine.
My hair is plenty shiny. I ask nothing from you.
Lapis then will just enjoy the entertainment that you and yours make, as Lapis hovers around.
You may help yourself to the refreshments. You may eat and dine with us. All are welcome here. This is a day of joy. But we will not suffer your trickery here.
Lapis wonders why you do not sound so joyous. Lapis thinks you sound far too stern for it to be your wedding, as Lapis does.
She ignores you and walks away from the bridge. The other orcs take a more defensive position all around the edges.
I'm guessing this is water then. It's blue right here.
Yeah, it's a small river.
I gotcha.
Yeah. What are the rest of you doing as Lapis has been shrugged off a little bit?
Do you remember those frog things from the first episode? I think they were frogs. They were like really pretty. They had like
Yes, I do.
I'm gonna make a bunch of those with like I'm gonna make an illusion of just like a bunch of those hopping out of the pond.
Okay. Which side of the pond? The orc side or the
let's do the
dwarf
orc
side? Okay. Yeah, so as you do it, the orcs begin trying to spear them, but of course, as is an illusion, their spears go right through them. Confused, they start to huddle together. Clearly, there are fey creatures about. We must be on guard.
I like how you took my token with that.
Sorry, that was not... Oh, yeah. Well, to be fair, you look like one of the things I put in there.
And I'm trying to fit in.
I mean, you are a little goblin, so moving through the orcs, they pay you very little mind. How are you dressed? Are you exactly as you see, as like looks like a poor goblin? Or are you coming in as something else?
Peasant.
Probably as I am.
Okay. You're able to move throughout the crowd completely unseen.
I'm just listening to catch bits of conversation, see if anything interesting is being talked about.
Yeah, listening in, there's, without going too far into just every little thing you're hearing, there's a lot of mistrust between the dwarves and the orcs. But there seems to be a little bit of hope on their conversation.
Well, Nickel Pumper is going to adopt a form that is somewhere between an orc and a dwarf. A dork. And then I guess approach the... this is the bride.
Yes, it is.
Mother! Hello!
I've sired no children. Who are you?
Oh, not yet, but you will.
Interesting.
I come to you from the future.
I've heard of such visions. What information do you seek? What information do you offer?
I think nothing. I offer everything.
We have seen fey creatures around. Are you a visage of one of them?
I am here courtesy of one, but I myself am not, no.
Interesting. What information do you have for me?
This marriage is a sham. Trust not the dwarves. It will create only abominations and warfare. Best to slaughter them before they slaughter you.
They could certainly try.
And
If
they
that
will.
is what you bring from the future, I see no wisdom in it. If we do not enter this union, there will be slaughter. If we do, there may be slaughter. We may be damned either way. I need no such information from creatures like you. She begins to walk away, completely unperturbed.
Dick?
Dork. Anyone else want to try anything? As clearly their guard for fey creatures is now much higher over the years.
I would like to approach the dwarves.
Okay, the leader is the red-bearded one, although again, maybe a distant relative of the one you saw before, but not the same one.
And I'm going to approach him. I am in the disguise of a beautiful, beautiful dwarven woman.
Okay, beard and all,
with
got
a-
it.
Oh no, it's the gorgeous beard, nicely kept.
Yeah, braids,
about
got the
chest
jewels.
length.
Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, it's beaded, and I'm wearing a lovely like ankle length dress, very modest, and I'm going to approach the leader, and I'm just gonna say, are you the lucky one who's getting married today?
Of course I am. How do you not know this?
Oh, I was sent as an envoy from a far mountain, and I came to give you a gift.
Excellent. We welcome all gifts here. We welcome all from all the clans. This is a joyous day. What are you still doing awake? You little goblin. Where are your pants? You took your pants off when you were hot?
Aw.
What are you doing? Okay, run up to mommy and tell her you're ready for bed. Good night, Char. Alright, sorry about that.
That's okay. All you have to do is make the contract, and the deal is done.
What contract is this? And then immediately his captain of the guard comes in and separates you two. What contract? We're not entering any contracts. Beware, sir, there are fey creatures about. We should be on our highest guard. Who are you? Why have you come here?
I'm Bathilda of the Far Mountain. I don't see what the
Roll
problem
deception. You're up against a 21.
is. Okay, cool. I am. You wanted performance or persuasion? Persuasion.
Sure.
Persuasion.
Oh! All right. The captain of the guard paces back just a little bit. My apologies, I did not realize. What is this contract? We were expecting no emissaries from other clans. All of the guests should be here.
It is no affront to my honor. Thank you, good dwarf. I merely wish to bestow some power upon the man of the hour here.
What kind of power, says the captain of the guard?
It's magical in nature, of course, but nothing untoward.
He goes to the commander. Sir, I don't think we should be entering in any contracts with fey creatures. Who knows what could happen? Who knows what we will owe them? It needs to be spelled out very clearly of what we owe them and what we get. Get it. All right, creature. What is it you are offering and what will it cost me? Speak quickly.
Today, nothing. And in the future, you will receive magical powers to help you on your way.
But what is the future cost of all of this?
I'll simply need 2 favors in the future.
What kind of
Cool.
favors?
It's hard to know. I will call upon you in my time of need.
The captain of the guard, clearly not sold by this. No, we will not enter anything, but the commander is more interested. What kind of magical power is this?
Simply the power of to defeat those who would smite you, and the power to protect you against those who would harm you.
And the commander says, and this power comes from the Fae, does it not?
I don't think I'm fooling anyone here. All right. So and it drops this guy's. Yeah, I'm kind of trying to run a hustle here, but the power's real. Honestly, it's just and nobody falls for it anymore, and these nincompoops who I spend all my time with, all they want to do is cause chaos, and I just need help. Honestly, I have so many things to do.
And the commander looks at you and goes, so, if I enter this bargain, I will owe you 2 favors, and I will have the power to smite my enemies.
Well, yeah, like, I mean, you'll be able to, like, shoot them with, like, lasers and stuff. Sometimes.
And this power is drawn from the Fae realm, is it not?
Yeah, I mean...
I accept. And he reaches out his hand, entering into this bargain. The commander, of course, is not about this and tries to stop him, but he reaches out to shake your hand. As you shake, his eyes come down and he goes, yes, I see it all now. Thank you. You may
you're welcome.
help yourself to anything in this entire party. Anything we have here is yours. Thank you. And he walks off slowly and then goes into a small room, almost a study.
Can Lapis turn invisible and follow him after having overheard the conversation that was being had at the other end of the bridge?
Yeah, the dwarf who goes into the study immediately crouches over a small workbench and begins to scratch and scribble, draw. Very excited about what he is drawing.
Where did he
The
go?
commander of the guard is not happy about this and begins barking orders. Do not enter any deals. Don't shake any hands. There is something going on. We're clearly in Fey territory here. We need to be at absolute highest level guard. What are the rest of you guys doing as Lapis is watching the commander scribble?
Where is he?
What's that?
I tried to move Lapis to the position of where the commander is.
Okay. I'll move Lapis. The commander is over in, not that it really matters. He is in this room right here.
Okay, I didn't know. I thought he went to the right.
Yeah, no worries.
To the left.
Yep, and he's just bent over a workbench, scratching, scribbling, he's drawing. Very intently.
I'll wait for the others to do something before I do anything.
What are you guys doing as the orcs seem on much higher guard? Slug?
I'm casting, well, hold on, let me double check. No, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna wait for that. I'm just listening in, really. I'm kind of waiting for something to happen.
Where
As
did
far
the
as the wedding
groom to
goes.
be go?
He's in a room drawing
Oh, okay.
very obsessively. After a short time, he comes out. Excellent. It is done. Let us begin this union very soon. And one of the nobles meets one of the orc nobles, and they begin discussing terms of territory, resources, protection, everything. And they're more confirming as, hey, this is what we discussed last time, this is this, and this is very clearly now a union between the orcs and the dwarves sealed in a marriage contract between two of the more powerful houses of the more powerful people, and they're entering in an agreement. Slug, give me a perception check as you've been listening in on this for a while. Yeah, with that 19, you had no problem moving in and out of everything. The intent of this union is to build an alliance against the elves and specifically the fey creatures, as over the last long time, the threat of the fey realm is now being taken seriously. This union could pose a direct threat to the elves, and they're your proxy state in a lot of ways, or part of the Iron Curtain, because after you make it through the elves, you're directly into the fey territories.
Okay.
And it's very possible that this union could be a direct threat against the groves that you all come from.
A pimper punkle nipple.
It's pickle number.
Pinkle numper.
Pickle number.
Nipple bumper.
Nipple pumper.
Baby bumper.
Oh, we gotta mess this wedding up.
Oh, brother,
They
I'm totally down to clown.
they want to get rid of us.
Yeah, do you ever think that maybe, like, if this wedding goes off, then, like, it's gonna give birth to, I don't know, some organization that hunts down fey creatures and magic itself, and, I don't know, maybe they ask a bunch of questions, and they call themselves the Questioners?
No,
Alright,
definitely didn't think about that.
sweet. Alright. Pickle Number is going to, is going to point at both of these two, is going to twin spell a modify memory, and try to get them to think that at some point in the last day, the plans changed, and this is not actually a wedding, and instead the fate of these two is going to be resolved in a, like, one-on-one, leader v leader, fight to the death.
Past his saving throw.
Ah!
That would be the orc.
Okay.
However, the leader of the dwarves, after they conclude their terms, goes, all right, where are we doing this? The orc simply says, well, we can do it right here on the bridge. It's directly between our territory. I think that'll be great. I'll tell him to grab his battle axe. He walks off, the orc, very confused. All right. I guess we're going with orc traditions here. He begins explaining to his leader that he needs to make sure to just chop her head off as fast as possible. The leader, of course, begins laughing with a heavy gutted laughter. They're too much. All right. I suppose we can begin this at any time. Confused, the captain of the guard is watching as his leader is not bringing any weapons to this union, as she enters on the other side, preparing for the exchanging of vows. The bridge is now cleared of people. Are you guys wanting to do anything before they begin their exchange of vows and union?
Lapis is still invisible because she's been flying around invisible. She's gonna zip over to the orc bride, who, even though she got snubbed, she likes the orcs better than the dwarves, and she's gonna just come up like right behind her near her ear and say, Lapis knows you don't like Lapis very much, but Lapis must warn you that the dwarf, Lapis knows the dwarf has magic now, and Lapis worries that Lapis thinks and like she's stuttering over her words and can't get out that she basically thinks they're gonna try and kill the orc woman, orc princess or whatever. But eventually she stumbles over herself, and like Lapis tells her that she thinks they're trying to kill her.
They could certainly try. I'm not so easily killed.
And then Lapis
She moves
goes to ask, can Lapis help? Let Lapis help. And it all seems like very sweet and kind, like Lapis is really trying to wholeheartedly help the princess because she doesn't want the princess to die.
I get it. But going against the fear of death, against a leader of an orc tribe, has no effect. What do the other three of you want to do? Good try, though. I mean, it makes sense.
Modify memory.
Okay. Who are you modifying?
Alright. We got... What's the smallest, scrawniest looking goblin that's around here?
You are!
Other than
You beat me to it! Yeah, there's two goblins in the background who are small and scrawny.
Alright. The smallest one.
Okay. I'm
then-
going to say that's this goblin right here.
Alright. Him
Yep.
and the princess.
Okay.
They had a tryst a few days ago. She doesn't want to get married anymore. She loves him so much. They are taken with each other. He can't let her go through with this marriage, and she can't go through with this marriage knowing that her true love was next to her all along.
She passed her saving throw.
Okay.
But he did not.
Okay.
So as they start to walk together, this goblin is now like, no, you can't marry him. She loves me. We're together. And a few seconds later, he is silenced as he's decapitated by her, as she's not putting up with this shit. What about the other two of you? Would you like to try anything as they move closer to solidifying this union?
I do have something, but it's going to need to wait till a specific moment. So,
All right.
Kyle, you
Yours?
In his head, I'm just gonna. I'm his patron. He can hear me. I'm like, just remember that I get a favor.
And he responds with, no problem.
I'll wait.
Okay.
Okay, so we're all just gonna wait and see what happens.
They now meet on the bridge. Are you doing anything, Nick?
As soon as words, like as soon as they start talking, yes.
Okay. She looks at him, looks him up and down. He looks her up and down. He's like, for the cause. He goes, we could still have some fun with it. I don't like short men. It's like, I don't like tusks. For the cause. And they both pretend to kind of hug each other and go to plant a kiss on each other's cheek.
Perfect. It'd be at this point that I would pull out my blowgun, pop a bean inside, and try to shoot it into her open mouth.
Into her open mouth?
Yes.
What number?
Oh, give me lucky number 13.
13. Oh my god. If you build it, they won't come. A tree appears, and a guardian tree appears, and it is hostile towards everyone. So as you spit it into her mouth, she immediately coughs it out. Where it touches soil, which we'll call it right here, immediately a 30-foot guardian tree appears and begins attacking everyone. As they're the only two, well, no, the other people would be in range. They fail their saves, so they are both now grappled and being thrashed by this tree. The captain of the guard, he succeeds, and the other dwarf over here succeeds. But now this giant, massive 30-foot tree with a 20-foot reach appears as its branches begin wrapping around people, beating the shit out of them, with the bride and groom both taking... That wasn't too bad. 15 damage as it slams them into each other, going, mwah, 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 just wham, 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 just beating the fuck out of these people. It is now essentially combat, roll initiative.
Are we
Okay.
actually rolling initiative?
Yeah, might as well. I don't think I have initiative anyone else. I'm not going to go through everyone, so we'll just do it in 3 groups. 11, 14, 19. All right. So with that, the orc comes running in, and the orc team goes running in, making attacks against the tree. 1 hits, 1 fails, 2d8. The orc team starts hacking at the roots of the tree, trying to cut it down. The other orc hacks into it, but its axe gets slinged up by the tree itself. What are you guys doing as the 4 of you now get a turn? As the bride and groom are grappled, the guards are very confused as this has happened so quickly.
Pickle Number is going to cast Mass Suggestion on all of the dwarves that are like, besides the one, and will say, "This is a sign from the mother. Disrupt this wedding."
All right, I need someone to roll it in the open. Let's go, Dove. Give me a, what is that, charisma saving?
It is a
Wisdom?
wisdom save.
They got +1, so you need a 17 for them to save. Give me a d20 in the open.
A +1.
Yeah, so you're looking for a 17 or higher. Damn it, Dove!
Thank you.
Yeah, the dwarves, feeling that this might be an omen, start attacking things. Let's see, Pickle Number, Delphine. What are you doing, Delphine? That's you.
Kyle.
Forgot who you were, huh?
Did you forget your character's name?
Delphine Flint! Delphine Flint!
Flint Kyle Delphine. Calling Flint Kyle Delphine.
What's your new character's name?
I'm going to cast that one spell, I wasn't ready. I'm going to cast Mirage Arcane.
Okay.
And I'm going to make it look as though surrounding this area, there are guardian trees everywhere.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay.
So that they're effectively trapped in, like, if they would try to get away, they're trapped. It's an arena.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Natural 20, but it's with disadvantage because you're playing off the fact that there's magic here. So 20, natural 20 and a 6. So I'm just doing things in groups of 3, and 18 and 7. Yep, everyone fails. So yeah, they're pretty sure that they are now trapped by guardian trees. This is getting intense. What are you doing, whoever's next? Lapis.
Lapis is gonna fly close to the orc princess. And I don't know if this is possible, but can she use her Big Bai's hand to try and grapple free the princess from the tree and like have a hold of the princess in a hand next to her?
Sure. Why not? Big B's hand has like a +4 or 5 to strength, so roll a just roll a d20, and Nick, you're gonna roll for the tree if you want. Give me a d20. It would be a +4 for the tree.
Oh.
5 and
Oh.
yeah. So with that, even with Big B's hand, the tree's gonna outroll you. Tree retains hold of her, but that was legit.
I need you to take a break. Go up.
Yeah, give me a minute.
Okay.
No, go ahead. Who's next?
Slug's gonna cast reverse gravity on that entire shebangle.
Okay.
It's all Dex 18. And he's gonna yell out, pointing, "Look! The gods are smiting them!"
Okay, one group fails, but everyone else has natural 1. The tree is rooted to the ground, so he's fine.
Yeah.
So everyone is flying up except for the, we'll call it the orc actual team or whatever. But they're all reverse gravity just getting thrown up in the air. It is absolute pandemonium. As the dwarves take their turn, they can't get in there. The captain of the guards does move around to the other side, attacking the tree. He fucks up the tree. People start falling, hitting the ground like wet bags of cement. The poor bride and groom. Bride escapes, breaking free of the grapple, taking an attack of opportunity. Whoops. Rolled. They would have missed her. So, Bride escapes. Groom gets his face just pounded into the ground by this tree. But the tree does end up getting taken down after it takes its turn against him. There's a brief pause with the Prince of the Dwarves now dead. The bride has escaped. Looking at everyone, realizing there are guardian trees around, she begins to retreat with her forces as it is an absolute bloodbath over here. Many of the orcs are fucked up. They form an offensive position and are preparing to charge through the trees. What do you guys want to do as they're about to make a breakout here? Anything?
I'm gonna offer them.
Did I get
I'm
dragged
gonna
amongst
pop
them?
up.
Wait, hold on, where am I?
I might have. I don't know. I was just grabbing
Yeah.
tokens.
We all
Okay.
did.
We all got dragged. What the heck? Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna pop out of the water because I was hanging out in the water. I'm a water hag. Nobody asked, but I am. Nobody has asked for 1,000 years, but I'm a water hag. Thanks, guys. And I'm gonna go ahead and just say, if you want a way out, I can just give you a way out. Honestly.
Some of the dwarves seem interested. The orcs are not happy. They're about to... Actually, give me a persuasion roll.
I have to move so much. I need a second screen.
Yes, you do.
Persuasion?
Yep.
Persuasion. That's what I should have been proficient in, not performance, but... I got a 20, not natural.
Yeah, no problem convincing the dwarves. The orcs did okay, but a few of them are still enticed. Oops, that's one. The majority of the higher-ranking orcs are not sold.
Look, like, all you gotta do is just, if you, like, give me your word that you won't mess with the Fey realm, I'll give you power, and if you can just say that it was all, like, the other side's fault, nobody will come after you, and there'll be no more guardian trees, and you can just leave.
Slug's gonna run forward and be like, "This sounds like a good idea, guys. We should do this."
The hobgoblins of the group make the deal. The goblins and the
you're free
orcs
to
do
leave, go
not,
through the
and
trees.
make a direct attack on the trees, led by the female orc. They break through the trees without incident.
Can I cast Gaius on the female orc?
Sure. What are you gonna have her do?
About face and turn around and listen to Flint. Sorry, and listen to Delphine. And if Delphine should convince her to, or basically command her to agree to what he's saying.
Okay.
Or she's saying, I should say.
Okay. Someone give me a saving throw for the orc. Let's make it Dove. Give me a D20. Her saving throw is +3 in this case.
Haha.
Under mind control, she agrees to the deal.
Okay, well, now, see, for you it's going to be special, because you're a special person, so I think you should become the guardian of the portal to the Fey Realm. What do you think about that?
And
Whatever you say.
I'm gonna command her to basically agree.
And go ahead and Dove, give me a saving throw for her again. It's a +3 in this case. I think they're both a wisdom. Under mind control, she agrees again.
Can someone make her think that was her idea?
I'll modify
I can't.
her memory.
She might be.
Can I not modify her memory?
Uh.
Well, if you won't, I will.
I mean, I was going to.
No, I have to see if she can't be.
What are you looking up, Dev?
Because she succeeded on modify memory when I cast on her.
24 hours.
She's immune to it.
Immune to
doesn't
the
say-
spell in general, or just from you?
Yeah. Well, that's what I was looking for, and it doesn't. In modify memory, none of that's listed. So yeah,
It would probably just be from you.
yeah, you're good.
All right, yeah. Cast Modify Memory then. You came up with this idea to guard the portal to the Fey Realm. It was a groovy idea.
Yeah.
Someone give me a saving throw for her.
But again, same thing.
Yep.
And also,
Fails
Pickle Lover is
miserably.
the best.
Yep, pretty much. You're not wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't specifically state if it is saved from that person or saved from that spell. Let me just double check it. See, because I just Googled it.
You can just keep doing modified memory. There's no like immune like
Yeah,
No.
there's no immunity on this one, is there?
no.
Yeah.
You can go over and over and over with modified memory till it hits.
But like, most spells, if you save from it, then you can't use that spell again for 24 hours. It's not the
It
case with
doesn't.
this one.
Yeah. it
Yeah,
doesn't
you're
do
right.
it.
She nods her head in agreement and then moves out with her forces.
I'm gonna
As-
do one last command to make sure she advises her forces of their new task of protecting their
Sure.
Fey portal. That this was her decision because of the travesty that has happened here at this wedding.
Sure. As things calm down for a second, one of the dwarves leaves wondering what the commander was scribbling on. There is a brief pause in everything, and you hear that same ethereal voice going, No, 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 this is not right. I am so disappointed in you. You have coerced somebody into taking a deal against their will? That is not our way. For this transgression, I have no choice but to punish you, Lapis. Your size, your beauty, everything, no, it will all be taken. And immediately, as it says that, you feel yourself gaining size, weight, and you just feel stuck to the ground, unable to fly. Your beauty has completely faded in every way, and you find yourself now struggling to breathe as you are now a beast of burden. You will remain this until you understand your everything you have done wrong. And it waves its hand, and you all look on as the once beautiful, petite little Lapis has become a lumbering beast. And the dwarves begin taking this beast back into the stables. As for the person who has walked into whatever the commander was scribbling on, he comes out with a piece of paper and they all crowd around it in awe. And from a distance you can tell it is the first of the mechanical engines, a power drawn from the Fey realm that can be used to defeat their enemies and potentially even create lasers. As the dwarf retreats, she thinks of the portal to the Fey realm. She has the urge to protect it, but also the urge to destroy it, as she knows she was manipulated against her will. It was all built on a lie, and a lie like that is just a house of cards. Most importantly, as she and her crew walk away, they look back on the dwarves with suspicion, hatred? That remains to be seen. As we look at some of the other things that have happened out of this, the tree, the Fae, all of that begins to fade. This entire campsite is discarded and moved away from. But as you all leave, moving in invisibility or whatnot, several people crowd around the commander of the guards, who's on his knees holding the commander who has been slain by the tree. They all begin to touch his shoulder, and they start saying things like, "You were right. You were right all along." He stands up and takes his elven ears and tucks them down for a second. "I swore my life to protect you and your leaders. It's clear I cannot do that. At least not as an elf, not as a guard. I must be something more." They begin surrounding him and go, "All right, Vladimir, what are you going to be doing?" And he swears at that moment that he will hunt the Fae to the end. And they begin discussing the creation of an organization to hunt down the magical powers that are the Fae. As Vladimir is now the first knight of the Inquisition.
Can we kill him? We're all level 14.
You guys are gone now.
Baby.
As the years pass with poor Lapis grunting around as a beast of burden, disgusting in every way, living in filth. Finally, it is her time after the absolute horror that is your life. You are walked onto what is going to be the chopping block, where you will experience what your first crime was. Watching your friend be eaten, you too will be eaten by those you once challenged. As they go to execute the creature that is now Lapis, you think back on the horrors that were your life ever since this crime was committed. You look back over a small field and see a small creature with one floppy ear up, one floppy ear down, covered in mud. And as they draw your head on the chopping block, you just wish your little Boris well. And as the axe cuts through sinew and bone, you revert back to your initial state of a fairy, of a pixie, realizing if you had just died all along, you would have been fine. And you fly away, looking back at your little tiny piglet. Not sure if you love it or hate it, but you move on back to the Fey realm, wondering what's going to happen to your little tiny Boris. And not sure what you're going to do to those who take it in the future. And that's where we're going to end our little one-shot.
Yes.
Yeah, that was awesome. I love that.
That was great.
All right. Catch us next week. Are we going to be back on our normal?
Yeah, we should be back on normal.
Well,
Cortinius really didn't want to miss any of the Fae stuff, so figured
That's fair.
yeah.
that's fine. No worries. Well, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks so much for joining us. You'll have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday night, and we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
And don't forget to download our sponsors app today, Dungeon Alchemist.
We're gonna get sued.
No.
That's free advertising
Exactly.
to all of 12 people.